Rock City, bitch. Rock City, bitch. Rock City, bitch.
Down Beach Cloud 9. Rocked out. Bitch move. Heard I was a drop.
Don't call it bread. You can give me head while I give you brain. Had an epiphany, I should leave your dress stain. Searching for Rock City, you going crazy. Pulling all nighters, going from AC to DC. Rock City, it's like raging in a rave. Say the wrong shit, I flip the kill switch. Engage. I'll leave you dudes with your heads in the clouds. Cause like Gwen Stefani, I leave no doubt.
GX3 production.
Fuck. Fuck. The first words you're going to hear. I told you, it wasn't for the kids. It wasn't for the kids, Sean. I warned everybody. I'll do it again. Go to bed, kids. Fuck.
All this hype, we have nothing to talk about.
We're just going to be dead air for the next 2 hours.
It's going to say fuck a whole bunch of times.
You know.
We have a tally. What number are we up to yet?
I'm not sure.
Sure,
Not
Tyler,
sure.
as we say,
Fuck, I
Undertaker.
forgot. I'm going to say 5. Let's start with 5. That's a nice number.
Okay.
Let's say fuck,
Fuck.
5 more times. There's 5 motherfucking fucks in this fucking room.
Motherfucker. So much for having a moderator. Where's Sean at?
Hey, Sean.
Sean, that sensor.
You know what the best part is?
Say fuck someone. Show them even the other side.
Ricky the fuck Richards still hasn't said a word. He's still afraid of a mic.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't talk at the mic that well. So.
ROH.
Did I mention I said my head to look tough?
It takes a lot of concentration to look like Al Borland.
Oh.
Y'all motherfuckers need to learn how to speak into a mic.
Nah, fuck that noise.
Especially Ricky.
How do you do that?
Especially Ricky, because Ricky,
Well,
your
you
promos
get it
are
face level.
subpar, bro. I heard the money cuts better promos.
Face level.
The money cuts better promos than me.
No.
That's what I heard.
Oh, doors open.
I heard.
What do you want, Sean?
I heard. The King cuts better promos than me personally.
It's on.
Why doesn't it echo?
Because we actually have better sound for the show.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Hey now.
Hey.
We have sound.
Yes. All right. Let's let the moderator take over for a split second.
Yes.
Because that'll probably be the last time.
I was getting tired of all the fucking around here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Listen.
You're supposed to moderate.
Yeah.
You can't
I
say
just
those
want to
things.
say
I can join in
that
on
this
the fucking.
show
What's
of the
that?
5 goes out to my favorite referee in professional wrestling, Ref DJ. The 5 sends us out to you.
I didn't say it, DJ.
I said it. Come, what are you going to do? I'm not booked anyway.
So, we're surrounded by all these egos, so let's sort them out.
It's the attendance call, guys.
To my left are the former graveyard disciples.
Here.
Woo!
Wait.
You gotta be in a mic. You gotta be in a mic,
Which
bro.
one are you?
Which one am I?
Which one are you?
Which one am I?
Who's on first?
Second.
Second's not on
The
first.
5th one. You're the 5th one.
I'm the 5th one?
Yeah.
I'm 5 out of 5.
You realize you were like the thumb
I'm the thumb?
because you're the fattest one here. Oh,
In so
shooting
many
on you.
ways, baby.
Shooting on already.
All right. Put your millimeter monster away and let's go around the table, okay?
All right.
The protector of professional wrestling, Mr. Jack Gallo.
Hell yeah, baby.
Beats
The-
up saviors.
The anti-propaganda superhero and the smooth voice Sith.
Ooh, well, that'd be me. That'd be me. Not Ricky because he's got nothing.
The best in the room,
Not tonight.
Mr. Ricky Richards.
Always the best in the room, baby. Always.
Best at shit in the bed in the room.
The hardest are.
in the room.
And Slayer is here.
Nobody cares.
Oh, I know. Nobody
tagline.
does care about Florida.
Well, we didn't
What's
get our
Florida?
names said.
Oh, they didn't get their.
We didn't get actually our names said. Use the former
Because we're
graveyard
the
slave.
former graveyard.
You know,
disciples.
people who've never heard of the graveyard slave. Well, who the fuck are those guys?
I can say it right now. I didn't make it in the business. I failed.
Oh, goodness. All right, Menace and Mayhem, are you happy?
Yes.
All right.
Because you said.
Rapid fire some questions, Sean. Let's go.
And
Let's get it
this, folks, is the first 5 Points podcast.
off. Hashtag mass shooting.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna get to some hashtag mass shooting later. But let's begin with our opening segment, which we will call Shooting the Water Cooler. And Menace is trying to take a look at my rap sheet. Yours is longer than mine, buddy.
He just wants to eat it.
All right, so WrestleMania.
Oh God.
Let's
starting
talk
already.
about it and get it out of the way.
WrestleMania, somewhere that Ricky will never go.
All right, guys, before we do this, I know it's going to get out of control. Don't say anything yet, Ricky. Why don't we make sure we all answer one at a time so these people at home aren't like, fuck, what's going on? So we'll go in order. Fuck! I don't want that to
You
happen.
realize they said that the second this went live, right? Like,
Yeah, I know, but let's try to keep it like kind of cordial or something. So we'll go.
So wait. People are actually listening to this? I thought we were entertaining ourselves.
All 5
for
of
later.
them. All 5 of them.
All 7 of the 5?
Yes.
All right, focus. WrestleMania. The streak is broken. Thoughts?
Why don't we start like you ordered it, or like you did the order? We'll start with Menace.
I cried. And I'm getting text messages because I cried. I was upset. That's what I'm
Let it out. Let it out.
I am letting it
Let it
out.
out. Share.
I know.
This is gonna be the most interesting answer coming next.
Well, the tattoo on my hand has to get filled in now. I cried like a baby, and my girlfriend still stayed with me, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yours stayed?
And I'm still on suicide watch.
All right. Mine isn't as extreme. This is Jack Gallo speaking. But I was literally sick to my stomach. I guess as a fan, especially being such an Undertaker fan when I was young, because I'm only 22. So I was very young when the Undertaker was starting the streak.
The streak started when you were born.
Yeah. Think about that.
You're too young.
Yeah, and so literally I felt sick to my stomach. I am too young. I don't care. I'm actually prime my age in my life, and you guys are old.
I gotta
fucks.
add in, I did not like professional wrestling until The Undertaker came out.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand Hulk Hogan and everybody with the second jobs. And
Well, let me tell you
brother,
something, brother.
But anyway, no, just to wrap up, felt sick to my stomach. As a fan, I never wanted it to end, but I do understand the Undertaker want to go on his back if that's his last match. He want to give it to Lesnar, and you can't go against his wishes. He's the Undertaker, so I'm sad to see it go, but
still gonna cry.
I'm probably going to cry at some point.
When it hits him.
Gal stabbed
So
himself
if
in the
you
eyes.
need
just so
to
he could
know
tear.
who's speaking right now, then clearly watch this plug. You don't listen to the heel in the face on Wednesday nights, live on Spreaker.com. That's a good plug.
Spreaker?
Yes, Spreaker.
Spreaker.
That's the name of it, not Speaker.
Spreaker?
It's Spreaker.
I don't like that at all.
Well, it's because you don't like the hard R in it. So I could tell you that 4 of the 7 of the 5 were watching it together.
Four of the
Fraction.
7 of the 5.
We're watching it together that night, and 6 was afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9. I don't like math. It was surreal, and then Ricky cried like a little girl.
Now do that Common Core.
What do you mean?
The math. Do that Common Core.
Oh no, I graduated already, bro. When I graduated high school, SAT scores
All right, I
like
can tell you-
the best was 1600.
I can tell
don't
you
go with
right
this
now, I
2400
tried doing
stuff.
math, my son's math homework tonight, and I couldn't do it.
I quit.
I have a calculator. Works really well.
And as far as The Undertaker losing, I can tell you Ricky called me or texted me and writes, "Are you okay?"
That's true.
That's a shoot.
That's gospel.
That's a shoot.
All right, let's let Ricky talk for the first time ever.
He's just gonna bore us to death. Well, there goes our listeners.
I hate you guys. It was shocking. I was there. I watched it with ATL, Gallo, and Slayer, and I just remember everyone standing up and staring, just mouth open at the TV. And that's probably what I remember most about it, is that it was so unexpected how it...
Ricky was standing mouth open for another reason, but...
Listen. I hate you.
Put your kids to bed.
Train of thought.
How are you going to make him break character as himself?
Yeah! Does
That was
kayfabe
real.
mean nothing to you?
I hope people can hear Steve as he's talking right now.
I don't get it. You make a person break character as themselves. Like, how do you do that?
You make
Like,
him-
he forgot he was like Ricky. Really Ricky, though. I don't know. Well, this is Slayer, and for me, yeah, it looked like there was a screw up. There was no music right after. I guess they just wanted everybody to absorb it. And for me, my exact words were, "Is this really happening?" Because I couldn't believe it. It seemed like a screw up. It looked. People were shouting. I think somebody shouted at where we were watching it was like, "Oh, they're gonna reverse it. They're gonna reverse it." And sure enough, music kicked in. 21-1 on the screen. That was that.
Now, Slayer, what was your first thought?
Well, my first thought. Okay, well, just to preface this story, last year I had a 21-1 shirt. No, I'm sorry, 20-1 shirt for a 20 and fun shirt for Punk and Undertaker. And I didn't seriously believe he was going to win. But anyway, after
Just wanted to fuck with
WrestleMania,
me.
right? That's right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We were going to cook you.
But I threw that shirt out like almost immediately. There was like no point in having it. So my first thought after seeing this was, holy shit, why couldn't he beat him last year? I threw that $20 shirt out.
His first thought was the money he spent on
Yeah, the money I spent on that shirt was more important than that big legacy. I don't know.
And ATL is the Jew.
Yeah.
But listen to this, though. It takes a Jew like Paul Heyman to coach a guy to break the streak. So we got value. We got value.
Bro, I'm getting married. I'm a broke man. What do you want me to tell you?
I mean, one thing
Don't do it.
And I'm spending money on bullshit shirts like that.
Yeah.
All right? Obviously, I'm responsible. I'm a responsible adult.
You want some advice on me?
Yes.
Don't do it.
I know. Somebody wore a shirt like that recently. I forgot.
About the shirt.
Ooh, yeah.
But I mean, just to get the importance of this over, and I've said this on the Book of Faces before. Seriously, I have never seen so much real emotion from people who aren't only wrestling fans, or people who aren't really even wrestling fans at all. I was getting calls from people I hadn't talked to in so long about SportsCenter sending out alerts like, "Hey, the Undertaker lost," and my boss, one of my bosses, because I have many shoot jobs, he didn't see WrestleMania, so I brought it in for him to watch, and he watched the Undertaker get pinned, and I saw tears in his eyes. He literally just went, "But why?" and he's not even the biggest wrestling fan, and that's when it hit me like, wow, this is why professional wrestling is the best form of entertainment in the world. You get people who don't even really watch wrestling breaking down in tears.
Yeah.
And it supports the Undertaker too.
Yeah.
But you also see on the Book of Faces, as you call it, all of the people who are questioning the decision. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
Vince didn't want it to happen, even though there's a graphic on the screen saying 20-1. I mean, 21-1. Fuck.
Vince doesn't know what he's doing.
Listen, there's 7 members of the 5. Math is not our strong suit.
All right, Sean, what you got next? Fuck you, Ricky. Nobody cares about your thoughts.
All right, fine.
And that's how we go. Marks with a hard R.
Hard R. Capital.
So,
7.
7 toes?
What is math?
I choose what is math for 500.
Daniel Bryan is the new champion. For how long?
When's the next paper? When's the next pay-per-view?
It's in a month, I think.
May 4th.
I would assume it's a month.
May 4th?
May 4th.
I'll be in Florida for FIP on May 2nd and 3rd. Just wanted to throw that in.
Cheap plug.
As much as I like Danny Bryan, but WWE, I don't know if he lasts past the next show.
I think he stays the champ so long as the fans stay as hot as they are for him, and that they give him some sort of decent reign. But it won't obviously last forever because it's
SummerSlam.
But like,
I'll say
I was
going to
say, yeah,
a decent
SummerSlam.
reign in this, world that we live in professional wrestling, especially WWE, it could just be like 2 months.
Well, let's make it interesting. We got us right now. We'll make
Right.
bets. I got $5 on SummerSlam. He loses the belt.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
SummerSlam
got
too.
5 cents that he loses that Money in the Bank.
No, I have to agree with everyone else. SummerSlam, and my reasoning is Brock Lesnar now defeating the streak needs something big, and I think the next step for him is winning the title and taking it from the hottest guy in the company.
Exactly, at Money in the Bank.
Well, right off the bat,
SummerSlam.
if you look, at Raw yesterday, he had the Shield in his corner, so he's got 3 guys right off the bat, and you could presume that they'll probably help him at Extreme Rules. Already, there's no DQ there, and now he'll have the ability to use weapons at his disposal and be able to fight dirty.
Look at us being marks right now.
Yeah.
Talking about WWE. Give
Well,
me
you
a
know what? Fuck
non-WWE
that.
thing.
Next,
Hold
yeah.
on. No. Fuck that real quick. I get so pissed off. If you don't follow the product and you want to get to the WWE, what the fuck are you doing in the business? Get out. You should follow the product. You should be emotionally invested. How are you going to fit yourself into that mold? How are you going to be a WWE superstar if you don't understand the WWE? Get over yourself. We're all marks. Fuck you.
Hey, if you want to play football, you can't watch football. It's not allowed.
No, you can't know what player's going to be playing
Nah.
against you. No,
You got to go in blind and just,
Be
know
good.
it when you get there. And
Be
that's
good.
it. If you don't know it when you just show up without having watched, you suck. That's it.
I mean, okay. I don't want to get too about me.
No, bro, go for it. Go for it. I like this.
But like, and it's serious because look at the evolution of the business even over the past 10 years and how even the way professional wrestling is performed, the faster pace, more high impact, it's evolving. And, it evolves in the highest level in WWE. WWE is the highest level of professional wrestling today. If you don't see what they're doing and what's getting over and what's working now on the national level, how do you expect to make it on the national level? That's why I find it so fucking asinine when people say, I only watch the 80s. Well, you should watch the 80s and appreciate it and understand it, but also understand where wrestling has come to and where it's going. There's a fucking
Dude, that's like the opening, bumper of the show. Then, now, forever. It's like they tell you right there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying everything that's right in front of your face when you watch the show. It's just like you should know, and you should know where it is now, and you should know where it's
It
going.
doesn't matter. Unless it happens in ROH, it doesn't count in Ricky's mind.
Doesn't matter. Ring of Ricky.
What's ROH?
It's row, bro.
Bro?
It's Row.
Row your boat.
Shouldn't have got rid of Jim
Is that a
Cornette.
new stable in WWE?
It is.
Championship that Daniel Bryan is holding.
Exactly.
Old McDonald had a farm. Vader bomb.
Speaking of
It's
the
time.
E,
It's time.
Don't get me started.
Gallo, your feelings on Vader.
Listen, man.
Mass shooting.
Was Shawn Michaels right about him?
Wait. We got to save the mass shooting for later.
Oh, no, it's all right. No. We'll save it. Let him do his run sheet. I feel bad, and we'll talk about it later.
We put out and everything
All
is
right,
color coded
holster your weapons.
with charts. All right, Sean, ask a question.
I give Daniel Bryan to the next pay-per-view. Okay. So Lesnar's overall status in the company.
If he's, I know his tagline for a while was the next big thing, but if they don't do something big with him, then how do I put this nicely? Just fucking kill him. That's it. You took the streak, and you don't do shit with him after that. Shoot the bastard. I'm sorry.
It's true, because what the hell has he done until now?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you have Brock Lesnar, the perfect killing machine, and he's jobbing out to Cena and Triple H and guys that we see every other freaking day when he should be killing people. But that's me being a monster mark.
But now it's fathering time.
Yeah, Daddy's
home.
Yeah, I mean, just elaborate a little bit more on what I said before.
And fuck you, Lesnar. You took the streak from me.
Lesnar really is an anomaly, and he's a super athlete. And just don't waste what you just gave him. You gave him this huge amount of heat that really will never be taken away. So my thought process is you need to put him on top and keep him there. Even if he's not going to be on TV, I would even say give him the title and let him leave TV. Screw it. and let people really fucking hate that son of a bitch. But I don't want to go too far. Let's
Follow
let Slayer
that
talk.
30 days rule.
My thoughts on Lesnar, first off, is like you said before, let him start killing people. I mean, he killed Death. He killed Death. So how are you going to just, like, let him disappear? You can't just let him disappear. And honestly, like, you know, there are people, like, I understand why this worked out. I understand, you know, it's, you know, tradition or you should go out on your back. I really do understand that. I also understand people saying, like, you know, Lesnar's that guy that'll do this and take the heat, let people hate him for ending the streak like that. If somebody had to do it, let it be Lesnar, whatever. But honestly, in my point of view, the guy that should do this should be the guy that should be sticking around. That's going to invest in the company. I see the point in it being Lesnar. Lesnar's the prototype guy that could do this, that you can see taking The Undertaker down. But also, just from a business standpoint, you want a guy that's going to be invested in the business, that's going to be there to produce the product.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know.
I mean, my fantasy booking, real quick, would have been to have Cena do it, and the reason why is you could have the whole story being,
Right.
even if I can Taker, we're in that ring, I'm not gonna. And Taker says, "You're gonna disrespect me by saying you won't beat me if you can. How dare you?"
Right.
And kind of force him in a corner. That's my fantasy booking, and with his character, it works.
But everybody's always forcing Cena to do things he doesn't want. Embrace the hate.
But that's
become the
just
monster.
my issue. And if he beat the streak,
streak.
he's not technically a heel. Listen, Taker said, "Don't disrespect me by not doing it." Kind of like the Michaels Flair story, and that's just my take on it. Would have been great for Cena, but anyway.
Cena is also one of these guys that, much like Brock Lesnar, would take this heat and live with it and be able to, but at the same rate, he would be in the business every single day, committing his life to it. And that's why I feel like Cena would have also been the better choice, because he would have not been like Brock Lesnar, like, I'm going to beat like the greatest streak ever, the only real streak ever to even matter in anything professional wrestling, and then I'm just going to disappear. And I don't care if people get mad.
Well, yeah, I mean, they could use it, though. I mean, if they use it right, it could work. But they have to do it right, and we'll see, when that time comes.
Well, my feeling for whoever ended the streak should have been not someone who was established, but one of those guys that was like someone they picked to be the future of their
Well, I
company.
got some bad news for you.
Hey,
Well, that could have happened maybe if
eat your
Wyatt,
cookie.
maybe if Wyatt had won against Cena and then continue to go on, he could have had the new streak.
The only argument about picking somebody new is that you're taking a huge gamble. Will this guy last? Will he stay healthy? You invested a big... That's a big investment.
That's very
This
true.
guy's gone in 4 years. You wasted that for nothing.
You don't know if they're going to Lesnar you.
Yeah, and Lesnar loves money, and I'm sure he'll stick around. I'm sure there might have been part of his contract that says, "Hey, listen, you beat the streak, we need you for X more amount of days," or whatever the case is, to use him for what he's worth now. Because whoever beats him, let's say it's Daniel Bryan next year, like we were saying before we went on the air, someone like Roman Reigns steps up and defeats Lesnar. When he's the uber heel, dominating everybody, defeats Cena, and starts going on a rampage, it'll put them on the next level.
Has the Shield lost at Mania yet?
No.
So Reigns is
2-0.
2-0.
2-0, baby.
The streak lives.
Not Fandango, according to Chris Jericho.
Fandango's streak was broken as well. Everybody's just looking over it. Like it doesn't matter.
Really heartbroken over that, actually.
Devastated.
What you got next, Sean? Moderator, Mr. Walsh.
Censor button.
The
I don't
2013
have a censor button.
co-host of the year.
It's a good thing.
Bullshit Texas Ranger.
Oh boy! All right. So, what do you guys think about the possibility Undertaker's Sting for 31?
I don't like all these groans. I love it.
Possibility, though? Like, do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. I really always wanted to since 98, 99, but, at this point,
I think that with Undertaker losing at WrestleMania this year, it opens up for the possibility of that, like, well, what if maybe Sting could beat him? As opposed to if he didn't lose, be like, well, Sting wouldn't come in and beat The Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'll still watch, but, I mean, just the possibilities.
Didn't he
alone.
say he will never work for the WWE?
But rumors are, now
Yeah.
we really sound like Morts. He did sign. If he did, I don't know. I think at least on the
Vince's
Hall of Fame.
payroll got bigger. So.
Yeah. I mean,
Money talks.
look, the possibility of it happening, I guess it's there, but, now that the streak is over, the lure of the whole thing, I mean, I guess people do want to see it, though. I mean, it's been something that's been talked about for, like, ever. So,
'98 magazines, reading fantasy match. To
Yeah.
this day, remember.
I mean, it would be
No,
sick.
fuck me.
It would be sick. I just think it'd be that much better if the streak was intact still, though.
But you can look at it like Sting is basically asking Taker to come back. Don't go out on your back like that. I'm the one thing that you've never been able to accomplish.
I have no doubt that they'd probably make it sound awesome regardless.
If it's
Because
a year of Sting dropping down from the rafters trying to convince Taker to come back for one more match, then it could be a good story.
But let's
Yeah,
discuss
which thing
this.
are we talking about? We're talking about the.
They gotta be crow-ish.
Yeah, we gotta go
We're
crow.
talking about the singer, the police. Every breath you take.
Yeah, I know that fucker. I'm talking about which thing. Yeah, we going crow Sting. We going bleach.
Ricky's into rave.
Well, as long as it's not the TNA version of Sting where it was like the combination between the
Mad Hatter
80s
and-
Sting and the Crow Sting.
Well, let's talk about this for a second.
Oh no.
Watch in that match. Was Undertaker performing like he always was? I mean, or was it Lesnar really beating the shit out of him?
Well, he had a
Because-
concussion.
Okay, so I mean, he was really worn down, especially towards the end. So it makes me wonder, even if he did come back next year, no streak, whatever, anyone can win, and he does face Sting, is this really going to be the match that everybody was waiting
It'll
for?
be differently worked. And no belly to bellies on his head. I think that's what did it. I think that'll be the difference.
You have to understand, Lesnar works a very more aggressive and abrasive style than Sting would.
Right.
So,
Those stinger punches ain't hurting nobody.
yeah, no stingers. No stingers hurting anyone.
Stinger. That's a backhand that he like dives for. I love him, but you know.
Stinger, Dusty.
Ain't like Brock throwing you in your head,
Flair.
punching you in the face.
For those of you that don't know, you're just useless.
Why are you listening?
Check out Body Slam, the bucket list. Graveyard Disciples list, Ricky Richards and CJ Antonino.
That guy. Exactly.
What we got now, Sean? We're moving right along, bro.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get to the match shooting part.
Yeah, we're just trying to get to where we can talk shit.
All right,
Yes. All right, moving on.
we're done with shooting the water coolers. So now we're moving on to a little segment that I like to call Get to Know Your Five.
There's 6 of us.
There can be
Technically
there can be
seven.
more than 5 in the 5.
Well,
Did
think
you
of it
get
as
the memo?
All right, the 5 points. Think of it like the double down in the hope spot. There's 5 points of a match, but you gotta throw in the double down, the hope. So it's kind of like 7, but we say 5. So fuck it.
Kayfabe, brother,
Oh,
kayfabe.
even falsies could be an 8.
There could be an 8th. We gotta get the falsy in there.
All right, well, get to know. Yeah, that's one of them motherfuckers. Go that way.
Why can't I ask you?
Reverse racism. Go that way.
We'll change the order.
Well, anybody can jump in and ask this and answer. When I discovered I wanted to be a wrestler, somebody go.
I discovered when I wanted to be a wrestler, never, because I wanted to be Vince McMahon. You know, that's literally what. And then I just kind of like got sucked into it because I'm like, well, you know, I should probably know what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. And then I started yarding like an idiot, and then and Ricky still yards because he's an idiot, because that's what he does. His backyard with a hard R. He's got a hard R in it. Ricky's there.
You want to ask me when I wanted to or when I knew I was going to do it?
Basically, it's when you knew you wanted to.
All right. I'll actually, it's a fun story. I was at the Jets Wrestling Club when I was young, I think like 10 years old, and I'd already been, a pro wrestling fan. And I remember seeing Kurt Angle's picture on the wall. Now, this is before he was a pro wrestler. Happens that one of the coaches there roomed with him in college, and it was a few years after he won the Olympic gold medal, and he was just putting him over how great he was and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden he popped up on WWE TV, and I saw him do it. I'm like, if that guy can go from amateur wrestling to pro wrestling, I can do it too. And he became my idol.
I have a follow-up question for you, Gal. You said the Jets Wrestling Club? Yeah. So my question is, when you're a Jet, are you a Jet all the way? From your first cigarette to your last dying day? When you're a Jet, you're the swinginest thing. Little boy, you're a man. Little man, you're a king. You're never alone.
Okay. Gal doesn't like that question. And this isn't the New York Jets. I know I'm the East Meadow Jets. I don't like that goose shit green
We
shit.
were talking about Jets and Sharks from West Side Story, but all right. You're too young.
I'm too young for that.
Again, you're too young.
Well, Kurt Angle got him into wrestling.
Steve, no, I got a question though. Is this
The Undertakers would hook me.
Is this a fair question to Steve though, since he's not a professional wrestler, even though he claims to be?
Wow, homie.
This is what happens when you don't let us shoot right off the bat. We start shooting on each other.
Well, I believe
like
his question was, when did you know that you wanted to be?
You actually became one.
I have not. No achievements. No. But that's a general thing, though. No achievements ever in my life at
But
all.
he does want to beat Crew Triple. as one of his.
That's right. I look up to Coup Triple. You know, he's my favorite coup of all time. You know, Dan Brand and Bork Laser. Or Bach Laser, whichever it was.
UFC man.
UFC
Guys
man.
have no idea what that means, but trust me.
It's all right. Maybe we'll share them on the Facebook.
Just like money.
On the Book of Faces.
No, I mean to keep it as real as it can possibly get. Unlike everybody here, I was not born and raised and surrounded by professional wrestling. I was a single child growing up. Closest thing I had to brothers is, you know, my friends. I have a younger brother now, but we're literally 20 years apart. So, you know, my friends are all a little bit older than me, and they exposed me to it, you know, pretty much right at the start of high school, and it was pretty much around then, and getting into ECW, and, you know, catching up on the Attitude Era with, like, VHS tapes and, like, all that stuff, and just watching it as it aired. That was, you know, what sucked me in, and I had to catch up with everybody else, but, you know, I've been watching ever since then, and that was pretty much it for me. It just seemed like something that was missing that I didn't even realize I was missing. Mm-hmm. So that's as real as it gets. I don't want to be like one of these guys that says I've been watching since I was a kid, because I haven't. I caught up on everything. I'm like one of the biggest Star Wars fans you might ever meet, and I wasn't one of these people that grew up with them, but I can pretty much tell you everything about it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's the type of person I am.
Speaking of Star Wars, we know a guy who looks like Watto.
Oh.
We call him the money.
Ricky.
I'm up.
I'm not a big wrestler.
ROH.
Yeah, I saw an ROH show one time. No. It was Sting and Hogan at Starrcade. I saw that, and I was like, I want to do this. And then I saw Ultimo Dragon on Nitro, and that's what kind of kept me hooked for a while. And then Indie Mark. And then in high school, I told my gym teacher. I was like the fat kid with long hair who didn't talk to anybody.
Fat guy with short with no hair.
Yeah. Fat guy with bald hair, yeah. You're a little bit bigger than me. That's
There's
all right.
different stages of fat.
Yeah.
Fat. Ricky's not really fat anymore. He's Radom. Okay, go ahead.
But the gym teacher went around class and he was asking everybody what they wanted to be. And I was like, a pro wrestler. And he like called me out and laughed at me in front of everyone.
What a dick.
So I was like, I'm going to fucking show this guy up one day. I'm going to be a pro wrestler and he's going to suck my dick.
And then he sucked his dick.
He did. He actually did. It was
I'm going to show him I'm the hardest R in the room.
Ricky just dies every time you say that.
Every time. Hard R's.
Oh, I'm up.
You're up.
Well, I was just a wee lad. I got a similar story to Slayer Steve. I didn't start watching it until like the beginning of high school. A buddy of mine had a bunch of the tapes and had nothing better to do. We started watching it, and I mean, I knew when I was younger, I had neighbors who were into wrestling, but I thought Hulk Hogan was gay, and
Hey,
brother. And I thought the Ultimate Warrior was leftover from like the He-Man cartoon. And like I said, everybody else had second jobs. But 1990 hit. I was watching it at my uncle's house, and The Undertaker came out. Yeah, and that was it. It was like, and even then, upstate, we didn't have things like TV or electric. But when I came back down, when I moved here, end of middle school, early high school, started seeing the tapes, and then ECW, and of course, just like any other mark, you saw ECW, and you said, I could do that. And you build a ring in your backyard, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to start a whole promotion from this yard. And then you get blacklisted from dirtbag promotions, and you can't work anymore.
And you go back to beating the shit out of your friends.
Yeah. Taking homemade titles to the face.
Those cardboard shots hurt, man.
Menace.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Well, ironically, I was actually 5 years old. I saw my first wrestling match. It was Blue Blazer versus some jobber guy. And I was just blown away because, like, wait, that was a masked guy?
Do you guys remember your first match? 'Cause that's a good question.
I do.
Yeah.
It was Blue Blazer versus some jobber. I'm watching it, and I go, Dad, what's this? He goes, it's wrestling. And I go, can I watch it? It was the first violent thing in my house that they let me watch, and they let me watch it ever since. So at 5 years, and then at 6 years old, I met Greg the Hammer Valentine, and I told my parents that's what I want to do. So from 6, and then as soon as I got out of high school, I went to train at shameless plug NYWC, and then since 19, I've been doing this shenanigan.
Do you remember your first match?
The first match I remember is actually Taker versus Taker. I just remember watching the recap video beforehand, how Yokozuna buried him and he came back from the dead, and I was like, oh shit, I'm young. This is real. This guy just came back from the dead, and he's gonna kill this fake guy.
My story's funny because I actually don't remember watching the Raws, but my dad was a big boxing fan at the time, and Mike Tyson was going to be at WrestleMania 14, and so he started watching it. I was kind of like glimpsing in, but I was young, and my dad's like, "Why don't you watch WrestleMania 14 with me?" And the whole card I remember specifically. I remember Shamrock standing out, Taker really standing out to me. Michaels more than Austin, but unfortunately it was the last match for years, and so it's his fault that I decided to go down this crazy path. But the only reason I remember the way my house looked was because of WrestleMania 14, like back then. That's how much of an impact it had on me. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Steve, you remember yours?
I mean, to be honest with you, I remember when I was a kid sitting in front of the TV on like a Saturday morning. I couldn't even tell you what was on, what show it was at the time, but I remember like. Pretty sure Hogan was on it, but as far as like a specific match of what I remember, it was really like around the start of high school, and it was around the time where they were building up Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and before they got married, before that whole thing was going down, and Vince was like fighting for her honor, and it was like right around that time. I think it was at Unforgiven when it culminated, but it was like the Raws before that I was watching, and pretty much anything involving Triple H.
So, Ricky, what was your first ROH match that you saw?
The first ROH match?
No, your first wrestling match. Sorry, if you remember.
I mean, one of the first ones I remember was obviously Sting Hogan, but there was a whole card before that, which I totally forget.
Didn't make the impact.
So, yeah, it didn't make the impact. And I think I might have seen, like, Gold Dust versus Shawn Michaels on, like, one of those Saturday morning WWF when they were feuding for the IC title. And I think I remember Shawn winning. And like holding the belt up and walking backwards and flipping over the top rope, and for some reason that stuck out to me.
For some reason, I don't know if this is true, but for whatever reason, I always think the first match I saw, which is probably not true, but it's the first one I can remember, was the fucking shittiest match ever that got me hooked. The Big Boss Man versus the Berserker.
Yes!
Husk, right? But I remember the first pay-per-view I ever watched, which is the SummerSlam, I want to say 91, when it was in London. So it was outdoors, and you had LOD and like all that.
British Bulldog.
British Bulldog. Bret Hart was like the first real like technical match I ever really saw. That was the main event for the IC title and everything like that. That's the first pay-per-view I remember. But
all right, real quick shoot, just because one of the things that annoys me, and I'll say this later, for all you young kids out there getting into business, please pay attention to your history. The history didn't, as much as I love ECW, wrestling didn't start when ECW opened the doors. It didn't die when ECW closed the doors. No. There's still great wrestling happening afterwards, and there was great wrestling before.
And
learn that shit.
And not to knock anything, but ECW, like, you're definitely looking through it with, like, rose-tinted windows because it was not the greatest thing in the world. Like, there was a lot of shit that was on that.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
There was some great moments and some great matches and some great workers.
It was Paul Heyman that was really great and a few key guys who were better than everyone else thought, but there's a lot of guys that really just accentuated the positives and hid the negatives.
It was timing. It was all about timing. It never would have worked in the 80s, and it wouldn't work now. And this is coming from somebody who was a huge ECW fan. And tell you the truth, I hate hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
I just love the poorly portrayed but well-written stories that ECW had and the ridiculous moments.
Yeah. I mean, my problem with hardcore wrestling, and I'm a little bit of a traditionalist, but I always feel like, if you're going to do some kind of gimmick match, it's a street fight or something, it should really be because I really fucking hate you. I don't want to wrestle you anymore. I want to beat you with a weapon. And I think that kind of got contorted and kind of,
No, it's totally true.
It died it down,
yeah.
And it made it harder to do, harder to make it a blood feud happen when you are using weapons every.
And ECW killed kayfabe.
Well,
We're still trying to fix that.
Oh yeah,
Ricky, go ahead. I know you want to talk. I feel bad.
I didn't really have anything to say. I was just holding the microphone.
Those for you who can only do hardcore wrestling, stop calling yourself wrestlers because then you're just pretending to be fake fighter because you actually have to like do some wrestling holds to be a wrestler.
A couple.
Some. If you're a promotion that only promotes hardcore bullshit, you're not really a promotion.
You're a backyard fed.
And a hardcore match has psychology too. It has storytelling to it. It's not just swinging weapons at each other over and over. Build to something. Build to the fucking weapons. And when you hit someone with the weapon, make it fucking mean something. Just like when you hit someone with a punch or a kick or a suplex, everything should matter. Every little movement. So hardcore wrestling has an art to it as well. That's just not seen very often.
Nope. Preach it, bro.
Breathe with a hard R.
The hardest of ours.
What else we got, Sean?
Sorry, that just irks the shit out of me.
You're right.
What else we got, bro?
No, that's
the
all.
rule of the sport.
Yes,
That's
please.
cool. All right. Somebody jump in about the first time you worked one of the other members of the Five.
I got a
And
story.
talk about that match.
I got a story about one of my now. Okay, before I shit on him,
I know this exact story.
Ricky
this,
Richards has. Okay, before I
is
shit
this
on
the
you.
MVW story?
Yeah, it's the MVW.
Okay, cool. Because this is my story too. So
Ricky Richards has come really far, and honestly, dude, you've gotten to be. You know, I consider you one of my favorite guys to work, and I mean that.
well, thank you.
Now, but back then, I don't. Back then, Ricky was a young lad into the pro wrestling industry, and I had just came out of NYWC. I had my issues there. I left. I talked to Tony Fatu. I talked to you about coming into MVW and doing some ace work. So I went down there and I worked with Ricky, and Ricky had a lot of potential, but that man was not in shape.
Nope.
And I just remember, like, everything we had planned was going according to plan, but just your comeback was so, like, there was no fire there because you were so tired. And I remember kind of being like, Ricky, dude, you got to get your cardio up and you got to start getting into that gym more.
I couldn't lift my arms. There was one point where, I was supposed to, what was it, an up and over? No, I was supposed to give you an up and over to the apron, and I actually couldn't lift him up, and like he wound up just rolling over me. And then I was supposed to bump on the floor, and I didn't. I just collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
And then he couldn't lift me up to get back in the ring.
And the best part is Bill Carr was there.
Bill Carr was there,
And he
signed by WWE.
And yeah, he was when he was in the E, and he was like putting me over. So I was like, "Oh, everything you did looked really good." And yeah, I just remember he didn't say anything about Ricky, and I felt so bad. But because
No.
Ricky, no, the thing is, you really did have so many things. I'm like, "Oh, if you just do this, this, and this," and this is the thing about you. And I swear to God, anytime I've ever said, "Ricky, you need to work on this," the next match, the next show, you always improve on it. And that's why one of my favorite matches with you at SWA when we had that. I don't remember what show it was, but one of my favorite matches.
I think it was Snow Brawl
Yeah.
last year.
And it was a really good match. It's one of my favorite matches.
You know, actually, the match from MVW you were talking about, I actually kept that on my phone for a solid, like, year, just the video. And every day I would go and do cardio, I'd watch that match on repeat, and that would inspire me to do the cardio to stop being such a fat piece of shit. Which I still kind of am, but, you know, I'm working on it.
I was just saying, you come a long way. I was putting you over in the end. So, but anyway, let's
Thank you for putting me over.
Stealing the fucking mic. Who wants to talk next?
Are we talking before we came to Five or just in general?
In general.
Because I worked. What are we calling you? Mayhem? Pick one.
Doug.
Doug.
I call him Champ, but all right.
Yeah, well, Champ over here, I think I worked for like a year. It was me, always on opposite sides, we always had a
And you
ridiculous.
threw the referee at me.
I did. It was for a promotion I will not name. I picked up a little
Somewhere
guy.
in one of the counties.
I picked up a little guy, threw it at him, and then the referee yelled at me for throwing the little guy. So I picked up the referee and threw it at them both.
The crowd laughed.
And I think someone did not like that.
I think Gallo actually
Yeah.
yelled at us for that one. When we had the ref spot.
When I bench pressed the referee.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not a very good way of showing the referee's authority. It's really an official in there. But it's all right.
No one wants to see that. But yeah, actually, one of my favorite moments from the series of matches I had against him was when I made him break character, and he had to look away from me.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, what was it? Yeah, we were about to wrestle, and they said you were from Texas, and I started doing the fucking yeehaw dance in the middle of the ring, and I saw him turn around.
Started busting out laughing. Well, anytime you wrestle ATL, he whispers sweet nothings in your ear in a headlock. We can tell that one all the time. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be this badass. Stop whispering in my ear.
I like to ask them what they want to eat for dinner that night and stuff like that.
If I will pick that favorite match, that has to be.
It's my favorite match.
Really,
Is that from the Stingers?
That's the Stingers, the beauty pageant.
Let me preface the Singer story real quick, and you can get to yours because it all trickled down from when I worked with Drew Gulak as Soldier Ant, Green Ant, Joey Ace, and Alex Payne at FSW, and we're all, everyone's kind of, we don't really know each other that well.
You just blew his gimmick, bro. You just blew his gimmick wide open.
Oh, whatever. I meant I've worked him another time. Listen, all right, fuck you guys. Let me get to the story. So,
Tell the story.
we're going over the match backstage. We're all sitting down. And, we're getting to know each other. I know Joey, but whatever. So we're going over the match, and Green at some point, really professional, goes, all right, so, we'll get up, I'll get you up. I'll start doing, like a stinger. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Everyone starts laughing. This is the only guy I've ever met who started calling Stinger's punches as stingers. And from that point on, anytime that we mention Sting, we mention Stinger's punch as stingers.
Yes,
I'd also like to point out that I was at that show, and I was told, because I went to a Briscoe seminar at FSW, Fighting Spirit Wrestling, Ludus. Went to a Briscoe seminar. He said, "Come down to the next show. I'll give you a match. And we'll use you." And he forgot he told me to come, and then just randomly threw me in a battle royal.
Yeah.
So I drove all the way to, what was it, Sound Beach?
Whatever it was with me.
It
So
was,
you're lucky.
yeah, with you. I didn't have to drive alone, at least.
Yeah.
And I remember Gallo came over to me, and he's like, it's weird. He came up to me, and he was like, your friend can't sit in the locker room with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, did he forget that he booked me?
Yeah. And I'm like, let me go talk to Joe. I'm like, yo, he was at the, remember you putting him over? He goes, oh, brother, I forgot. I'll tell you what, I'll find a spot. I'll find a spot for him.
That's pretty funny.
Never went back.
Never went back. Mine is actually a Slayer story.
Oh.
That's the first time I think I worked any of the guys in the 5, at least. Because I hadn't wrestled Gallo yet. I hadn't wrestled Ricky yet. I don't think I've ever worked you in a match. I've never worked Menace in a match. I've worked Dougie Boy over here.
Big Doug.
But Steve was the first. So Slayer was the first. It was a tag match. At the time I was doing this tag team we called Notorious Productions. Gallo was actually our manager at that time. He was Shane Gallo.
Way back.
He was Shane Gallo. So we're working. We were working this gimmick with Notorious Productions. We're like movie star gimmicks. My friend Buddy, who Gallo likes to call Roundland.
Now he's lean. He looks like he's dying.
Yeah.
Please feed him if you see him.
But he was my tag partner, and I was going against Steve and Mark Static, who wasn't wrestling under the name Mark Static at the time. He was the 25th Element.
25th Smelling It.
Smells like
25th Immigrant.
shit. Smells like fucking shit.
Wow, it's fucking fired.
Jesus.
And if he's listening right now,
Who books this fucking Mark?
yeah, if he's listening right now, fuck you. If she likes me and not you, because you smell like a piece of shit. Like, all right, because he's been talking crazy shit behind my back lately. So you can go fucking suck a dick and die. Fuck you. So, anyways, yeah. So we're working this tag
Julia
match.
Smokes is here.
I have to do all the leg work of the match because our guy Buddy, my tag partner, he'll blow up within 2 seconds of being in the ring.
Just like I used to.
Yeah, Static is stiffing the shit out of me in the match because he doesn't know how to fucking work.
Still doesn't.
So I'm trying to pair off with fucking Slayer as much as I can. And I remember we got the crowd behind us because we did this one spot. We're both on our knees and we're just firing forearm shots back and forth. And it was a pre-show, nonetheless. Yeah. And the fucking crowd was just, ooh, ooh, and we did this for like a good 15, 20 seconds.
And then the whip happened. And
the whip happened, yeah. The whole crowd was, oh, yeah. Like, had him in the palm of our hands, and then Smellement comes in and fucks it all up because he's a fucking mark.
How many times is he going to say fuck with that boy's name in it?
Yeah, because he's a fucking douchebag. If you got a problem with me, bro, fuck off. Come say something to me directly. Don't go to her and be like, well, he's a piece of shit. You deserve better, and blah, blah, blah.
Bro, maybe you should stop trying to fuck fat girls while you're with your girlfriend.
Oh, shots fired. Steve, you want to comment on any of this match at all?
No, I remember the match completely. I mean, yeah, I mean, we had some, it was a pre-show. It seemed like we had some real good chemistry. I mean, the crowd was into it. Whenever we were definitely paired off against each other. I mean, we had equal time with everybody else, too. I think me and you went outside the ring together at the end of that match, right? Right over the top rope. Yeah, that was pretty fucking good. It was an awesome match, and ever since then, I mean, we've had some good chemistry in the ring, and easily like my favorite person to work, without a doubt.
Not 25th Smellement.
Was that Buddy's last match?
Yeah, it was actually Buddy's last.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to say, hopefully, Sean, when I shoot later, I'm going to be shooting on a lot of ideas, and one of those is when people use the word fake and how that's outdated. So I hope that is on your list, and I'm going to thoroughly explain why that word pisses me off and why it is stupid and illogical to use it.
Did we get a comment? Did somebody say something, Sean?
Come on, Sean. Don't leave us hanging in
I heard a thing go off. So did somebody say anything?
Somebody said money.
Money!
This is like Pee Wee Herman, word of the day.
Well, so far the word of the day has been fuck.
All right. Do you guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Or do you want to go right into hashtag mass shooting?
No, let's go right into group break.
Or do you want to fuck?
Fuck!
That's the 67th
Money.
time that's been said.
Money!
It's like the Muppets are in the background flailing their arms. Everybody's going nuts.
Waka waka waka.
All right, so we'll be right back after this break. I need to go smoke a cigarette. We gotta get some fucks out of.
Raw is brought to you by
Not with each other.
Starburst,
Not
fruity
with
and
each other.
juicy.
Also,
We just got sued.
Suing. All right, 25th element. You fucking suck a big fat cock. You fuck. Take us out, Sean.
All types of things have been broken. All those bondages, all those spiritual holds. Go! Hallelujah! Oh, she doesn't even want to have it.
Fuck!
Right.
It is time, gentlemen. Hashtag mass shooting.
Uh-oh.
ATL's taking his coat off. This
Now-
is real.
Now,
Still real to me, damn it.
now, before we bring the guns out, I have a topic that I just want all of us to touch on quick. Touch on, and then you guys pretty much have free reign over this segment. Facebook crap, go.
I'm going to kick this off.
Go ahead, brother.
I already deleted every single so-called professional wrestler that I have worked with, except present company, off of my Facebook, because I am so tired of hearing all the fucking superstars that live in Facebook world who live their fucking gimmick through fucking internet, trying to sit there and tell me how great everybody is and how much everybody sucks. You all suck. Get fucking trained. Go to school and stop working crap promotions.
Ooh, it's true.
If you cut promos on Facebook, like not videos, but if you type out your fucking promos, stop it, kill yourself.
Yeah.
I will help you. I have no qualms doing that because I read some of this bullshit. Oh, personal thing, and this is going to go in a hashtag shooting too, because right now, listen, your personal bullshit, if that's your wrestling Facebook, don't put your personal shit on there.
Yeah.
I mean it. If it's not fucking funny, don't put it on there. That's my rule. If I ain't going to laugh at it, don't put it on the fucking Facebook.
All right. I will.
Thank you.
I will say. I will add to that. I mean, it's a little bit different if you have a show coming up and you have the poster and say, I'm going to kick so-and-so's ass, come to the show. I can live with that. But if you write a 5-paragraph in-gimmick promo that you think people are going to feel your emotion through, you're the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in
If
my
the
life.
link pops up that says read more, I'm not reading more. I probably didn't even get to that point.
Yeah, I don't.
And I just scrolled right past it. And I fucking hate you.
Because we all write shit. But at least I will say this. I will write something stupid on Facebook, but I know it's stupid. You bastards write stuff that you think is serious and people will understand. No one likes you.
Okay,
Just get over it.
The big guy here also has 2 fucking Facebooks. One for his gimmick, one for his real self. And the real self isn't writing out promos.
No.
Really, I mean, the gimmick one isn't writing out promos. I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but...
Exactly.
At least it's in gimmick. Yeah. I mean, it's the fucking Facebook drama, well, the drama period in the locker room with all these fucking punk kids who don't work out a day in their life or train any fucking day of the week and bitch about their real lives on their Facebook page while talking about how great or horrible wrestling is the reason why I just decided I am unofficially retired from fucking Long Island fucking professional wrestling.
Let's get into training now.
Well, hang on. My good friend Chris Caden, one half of the Caucasian Kings of the Bronx, would like a shout out that he hates Facebook promos, and he also hates Long Island wrestling drama.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we get into drama, let me say this.
Let my brother over here, let Brother Gallo preach.
Listen, all right.
Not Brother Comfortable, Brother Gallo.
Brother Gallo. Oh, shit. Here he comes.
Hey, buddy, I'm not paying you to hear your thoughts on life.
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say! Go!
Wait, Brother Gallo, before you go, I'm gonna get into gimmick right now.
Get in the gimmick.
We're just a bunch of good
I've been
brothers
brought here by the Lord himself to preach to you the word of the protector of professional wrestling. There is only one man who can teach you the way of the light, the way of the Lord, the way of the ring. My brother, my friend, Mr. Jack Gallo.
Okay, to all you half-trained or no-trained guys that constantly sell tickets or pay to wrestle, let me explain this to you. First and foremost, before you even get in that ring, you are supposed to look like a wrestler. I'm not saying you have to look like Brock Lesnar, okay? But you should be in shape. You should be presented as an athlete. Part 2, you're a professional. When you go see someone at their job, okay, and they're in a corporation or their whatever their job is, they fit the part. They're wearing a suit, okay? There's a reason why. If you're a professional wrestler, get professional gear. Those are 2 things that you don't even need to be trained to do. When it comes to training, I paid a lot of my good hard-earned money to go to a school, a reputable one, to learn how to do this properly, and I've constantly expanded since then.
What was
What
that?
happened?
Go.
Okay, now that that is over, I paid a lot of good hard-earned money to train. If you think that you should just be paying $20 a month to go do like a training on, I don't know, like a one weekend thing and not get trained by people who know what the fuck they're doing, you're not a fucking professional wrestler. You're a piece of shit. Get to a real school. Hell, I helped train at FTW. Matt Stryker trains there. I don't care if you go to Creative Pro. I don't care if you go to NYWC. It doesn't matter. Go to one of these schools. Pay the money to learn how to do this properly. And stop with your Facebook drama if you ain't a fucking real wrestler. Stop it. You don't fucking deserve it. You don't deserve the right to fucking speak. If you haven't been in the business for 5 years, you don't speak. In 5 years, you might be able to say something. 7 years, now you better fucking open your mouth. I've been doing it for 6 years, and I'm opening my mouth now. Get to a school. Train the right way. Look like a wrestler. Get gear like a wrestler. Stop pretending to be one. I'm done.
Damn.
Amen!
And just for the record, there are 2 very legit wrestling schools you can go to. One where Mr. Jack Gallo himself will teach you the proper way to be a professional wrestler.
He does protect the sport, so I suggest that.
Damn. I just don't know how I feel about you guys talking shit about me cutting promos on Facebook.
Well,
yours
yours
mean.
really just shoots. Okay, before I get into my next rant, someone else might want to go because I'm going to get to
No,
the
no,
rant.
you touched on something that's been pissing me off.
Go ahead.
The word professional. Now, I
Damn.
want you motherfuckers. Now, I'm using that word because I don't like to cuss, but fuck y'all. I want you little bastards to look up what that word means. The word professional. Look what it means. It's how you act. Also, it's not just how you look, it's how you act. So some of you little girls go crying saying, I don't work this guy. He did this to me. He said this about me. I'm going to go stiff on this guy because he's like this, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Because guess what? You ain't nobody to be doing that.
Yeah.
Look up what the word... I don't care if the dude banged your mother and then married your sister. You will act right when it comes to being in that ring.
Yeah, don't take liberties.
Yes. Some of you kids, and I would say kids, some of you guys who've been around 1 or 2 years, talking like you've been around forever. I've been doing this for like 12 years. And I still don't talk like that.
If every time I speak to you and you have another story about how you stiffed an opponent on purpose in a match, I hate you, and if I get in the ring with you, I'm going to hurt you.
I mean, I've worked stiff before. The only time I'll ever hit someone harder than I have to is if they're not selling and I tell them to sell. There was only one guy it's ever really happened with. I don't even remember his name. He had a snake around his neck. Didn't know what an arm wringer was. And I agreed to still work this fucking guy. And in the match, I gave him a club to the back, and he ratcheted around my leg. And I said, all right, sell. Hit him again. He still latched around my leg. And I said, all right, motherfucker. I got on his back, and I clubbed him so hard that there was welts on his back. And he said, ow, fuck, and he sold. And then I stopped because he was selling, and he got it. And I explained to him why after. He said he understood and shook my hand.
You want to know why Gallo had to do that? Because that man was clearly not a
professional.
All right. Who's next?
Yeah. Nightmare hates you for that, you know.
I don't care, bro. Like, that's the truth. That's what you're supposed. Like, if you're not selling for me, you're gonna sell. I'll make you sell. Like, don't not sell for me. If you're gonna sit there with your fucking arms latched around my leg,
I'm with you on it, bro.
then maybe he should go back to fucking school too, son.
Relax.
I mean,
Just for the record, Jack Gallo does not have a microphone in front of him right now.
No, he's just yelling.
Screaming.
I just want to say before we go on again, leave the drama in the ring. You're entertainers. You're not athletes. You're not in a real fight because half of you.
Fuck that. You are an athlete.
Yeah, you better be.
You're also an athlete.
My bad. You're an athlete. You're an entertainer. You're not a real fighter.
Unless you're me who trained in real fight.
Unless you're Jack Gallo.
Gallo's just always got to
Daddy's
put
home.
himself over.
If you want to know my thoughts on this, Sean, cheap plug time because I'm Jewish, you can follow my Facebook page, which is the Anti-Propagandist ATL, and you get all my thoughts on all this bullshit that's going on.
Drama stays in the ring. Drama stays in the ring.
And on ATL's Facebook.
And on ATL's Facebook, not a real name. We won't give that away yet.
But ATL doesn't really wrestle that often, so he's allowed to post it on Facebook.
I could do whatever the fuck I want.
He's
I'm
also
ATL.
Mr. Not Safe for Wrestling, as we all know.
Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off. That bullshit.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Dude, I have no idea.
Change his page.
Shut the fuck up. Getting my balls busted
I
over
wish
here.
it was Ryan, but Ryan has the balls to expose himself.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Clearly, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I am just busting your balls.
I know.
All right, let's
But
go.
there's
Who's
some
the-
marks out there in fucking bumblefuck white trashville I don't think that you're serious.
So since I'm moderating,
Good job,
well,
Sean.
It's going well so far. Let's set your sights on money.
Money!
Steve, well, you explain to everybody.
Let's give a recap of who he is first. Like, let's preface it. All right. So there's this guy that we used to associate with as a friend, kind of.
Kind of. He was fodder for jokes.
Semi-worker or whatever. I have a lot of wrestling stories about him. He was kind of the butt end of all the jokes that we all kind of did.
But at that time, it really wasn't hatred. We just did it.
Yeah, we just did it to fuck with him.
Yeah, like,
we
we all
ripped him
fuck with each other, clearly.
So he's a piece of shit, though. Let's just throw that out there.
We're going to get to why, Steve.
But Steve, tell us the fabulous love letter story.
Okay, and then now, Money, if you're listening, this is why we really don't like you. This
Steve
is the
looks
reason
so
why.
enthused about this, but let's
No,
go, brother.
no. This is well. There's a little bit of history here, so
the podcast.
at least let me explain that. Now, even when this little love letter existed, I wasn't even mad. To be completely honest with you, I'll get to that why. Basically because he was unintimidating, and also because at the time, he used to come to me for advice, not just wrestling advice. I mean, I was not the best person to give him that, but he came to me for advice as a person as to what he could do to improve himself. We had a lot of private conversations about that. There was things about how he looked. He was self-conscious about his hairline to the point where he would shave it, and I told him to his face that, look, you need to stop shaving half your forehead because you look ridiculous. Like, just shave the whole thing off. And he didn't take that advice. And, look, he's got a thing with his teeth.
7 rows of them.
Where there's a set behind the front set. And and once again, this was a private conversation that no one else needed to know. No, not anymore. I mean, fucking doors open. My problem is that, after these conversations, he didn't take any of my advice. Maybe I was just too forward. Maybe that's not the advice he was looking for. Maybe he wanted me to sugarcoat it. But then it's like after that, and this is during the time of MySpace, I'm dating my now fiance, and he goes and sends her like a love letter. Now, I can't remember exactly the timing. It might have been an on-off period. But he sends her a love letter about, how she's so great, how she deserves this, that, the other thing. He didn't badmouth me, but, I mean, he made his intent clear that despite the fact that I was trying to be a genuine friend to him, and, I mean, there was plenty of people that were shredding him apart, needless to say. I mean, if you knew him, there was a time we tried to get him to, bang this one chick at the bar, and he cried.
Yep.
But, I really can't fault him for that. She looked like Sam Kinison, and she was fucking ugly as hell. But, needless to say, he did cry. That was on his birthday. We're a bunch of evil people. But
I wasn't there for that. But.
No, you weren't.
Where was I?
No, that was on his birthday. We made him cry. But, needless to say, though, like, how the fuck are you going to go and try to hit? I mean, whether I was with her at the time or not, how are you going to try to hit on someone's fucking girlfriend when you go to them for personal advice? Like, did I give you all that advice so that you can go and pick up my fucking ex-girlfriend? I wasn't even mad, though. I'm still not mad. I was so unintimidated that when she told me, she came to me, showed me the message she received in her inbox. I read the whole thing. I actually laughed.
Yeah. And you're not the only one who's tried this with their girls.
Oh, yeah, he does it all the time.
Yeah, no, he was the type of guy I tried to get. I don't think any other girls ended up with a fucking love letter, but I mean, he was the type of guy that would make his intent known, even if it was subtle.
Yeah.
I actually, you guys met him through our first promotion. I've met him way back in the day, back when I was like 18. He came to my little backyard fed with his friends, and they were trying to impress us, and they got scared. You know why? But he decided, this was before MySpace, before Facebook, it was just one of them little chat rooms.
Yeah,
he started talking shit about me. I never even talked to the kid. He started talking shit about me, kept going, and I was like, I'm not playing. This ain't a wrestling world. I will find you and kill you.
Yeah.
So I went down to his job. He was working at Toys R Us at the time.
He looks like one of the ugly
I
toys.
walked in there, long hair, leather jacket, ripped jeans. Walked in, he ran into the back and locked himself in the storage room while his brother, who also worked there, begged and pleaded with me not to kick the door in and kill his younger brother.
Now,
So just
go ahead when you're
before
done.
you go, money has always been the object of controversy when it comes. You can't trust him as a friend, and he's a computer tough guy. It's just what it comes to.
I will now let you guys know my breaking point with Money, because I actually really did consider him a friend at one point, and I did feel bad. But I found this out after, and this was at Buddy's old apartment. And Steph Brooks had brought one of her friends. I'm not going to name her name, but this is when I was younger at the time, much younger. I think I was like 17 or something like that. And of course, I'm not going to tell her I'm 17. I said
Steph
I was
Brooks is another friend for those who don't know.
But long story short is what this motherfucker did behind my back. 'Cause he was jealous I was hitting on this chick. Was she told her how old I really was behind my back, and all of a sudden she wasn't talking to me.
You got
no
cock
more.
blocked.
And this motherfucker cock blocked me. And I'm like, this son of a bitch. I have fucking tried to help this guy out. I've been his friend, and he went behind my back and told this bitch how old I was. You fucking cocksucker, how dare you?
Which is a first-class offense, if you ask me, especially if you yourself have no chance with the girl.
And he didn't have sex yet. He was like
That's
27.
some 25th Element shit right there. How are you going to do that?
That pisses me off, and that's a shoot, man. That's why I don't like you, because you went behind my back and tried to fuck up my game.
Let me say this.
I would have never done that to you. I would have never done that to you. I wouldn't have you had sex, you fucking asshole.
Let me say this, though. Let me say this. All right, we're doing this, and we're giving like a whole segment of attention to a guy who honestly doesn't fucking deserve it. We're wasting our time. But if we're going to waste our time...
But it's so much fun.
This is good therapy.
If we're going to waste
I have no
our
idea what the fuck's
time,
going on,
we're
but
just
that's
going to
okay.
put it out on Front Street. All right?
Time, big guy.
I don't have a problem with them. Even now, I don't. But I'm not going to pretend like these things didn't exist. I was one of the few people, even after this little love letter, and I mean, maybe that makes me a fucking asshole, despite, the fact whether or not I was intimidated. I was one of the few people that actually would say, listen, let's back off of him. Hey, maybe we're going a little too hard, and trying to protect him. But for fucking what? For a guy who
Steve,
now...
get off the stage.
Right, exactly.
Get off the stage.
No, but a guy who right now has me friended on Facebook but has me blocked so I can't see a single fucking thing on his page. Well, why? Because you want to see the shit on mine, or because you just want to keep the peace?
Same here.
There's no fucking reason to keep the fucking peace. I don't give a fuck. And you have your own fucking life. He's married. He's got a kid on the way. He thinks we don't know these things, but we do. And I don't have a fucking problem with it.
I've never actually had an issue with Money. Money's never backstabbed me like he has, you guys. As far as I know, he's never talked shit about me.
You were still a youngin.
I was a youngin when I met Money, and when everybody started hating Money, and he stopped hanging around.
I tried to warn everybody.
Am I gonna get the floor now?
Get the floor.
I heard the podcast.
So here's the thing.
Click.
Here's the thing, you fucking shark-looking, waddle-looking motherfucker. Because you probably are listening because you heard the Jackass podcast from years ago.
I heard the podcast.
And I know you did because you screamed it at me in an FTW show. Shout out to my boy Chris Caden. He knows what's happening on this one. So there was a show that me and Chris Caden worked on for a pre-show for the FTW. And I'm working heel, and Caden's working face, and it's going good. I mean, we did a...
says money smells like taco.
Buddy is correct. Money does smell like taco meat. So me and Caden are working this match, and guess who's sitting front row? Motherfucking Money, whose real name is Eric. That's going to come up in this. That's why I say that. So the whole match, he's just trying to shit on me, which is great because he's getting me heat. I don't have to do anything. He's literally getting me all the heat. But if this man thinks I ain't going to say something, at least to him, he a fool.
Yeah.
All his hate towards me was so misdirected. But, so whatever. He, after the end of the match, Caden goes over. I roll out. I purposely roll out in the side of the ring that Money's sitting on, of course. And I walk up to him, and he's jaw-jacking, blah, blah, blah. So I turn to him and the rest of the audience that can hear me, and I'm like, yo, his name is Eric. And I said his last name. I won't say it here, but I said his last name.
See, that shows that we actually have grown because in the past we would have probably shouted his last name from the heavens.
Yeah. So I say, this man, his name is Eric, and he's been a virgin since he was 29 years, for 29 years. So this motherfucker...
Didn't you also say that his girlfriend had...
What? Oh, we'll get to it. I ain't done yet. So this man gets up. This man gets up, gets his 10-second adrenaline rush that he thinks he's a tough guy, starts jaw-jacking, blah, blah, blah. I turn around, I'm like, yo, you want to meet me in 5 minutes in the parking lot? I'm all for that. I turn around, go to leave. What's this man do? Motherfucker hits me while my back is turned and hits like a bitch.
There's video proof of this,
There's
too.
video proof. I will post it
Because I know that shit's on YouTube somewhere. I'll find the link. I'll post it on the 5 Points Facebook page later tonight.
It's either YouTube or Facebook.
It's somewhere.
It's
right now.
SWA page.
Yeah, so fuck him. Anyways, so as I'm leaving after he hits me, I'm like, this motherfucking bitch. I walk out, and there's another section of the crowd because I'm getting closer to the entrance now at this point. So I just scream out. I'm like, oh, he's just mad because his girlfriend looks like she's got Down syndrome. And as I'm saying that, this man's screaming, I heard the podcast.
Well, now you heard the podcast.
So here's my shoot, because that's not my shoot. That's not the shoot. If he's listening, I want him to do 2 things. 1, admit that your wife at this point is the ugliest fucking chick I've ever seen. You've ever seen. 2nd, abort, motherfucker. Abort. Don't bring that fucking shitty child into this world.
Now, when you say abort, do you mean professionally, or
I mean
push
that child that is
downstairs, or
that creature that is
coat hanger?
growing in that Down syndrome looking chick's belly. Get rid of it.
Call Gallo over, double knees, gutbuster.
Come holler at me. Unblock me on Facebook. I'll give you a time and place we can meet up. You want to fucking beat my ass.
The challenge is
Wow.
So holler if you hear me.
That's why you just shouldn't, like, dude, if you just weren't an asshole to everybody, especially someone like me who had your back, if you just weren't an asshole to everyone, this wouldn't have been happening. If you'd have to go behind my back, behind Steve's back, you went behind everyone's back, and this is what happens, dude. Like, don't be a dick like that.
Now we got to be tough guys and challenge you to fight on the radio.
I'm not going to challenge you to a fight. You're just an asshole, and that's why I don't like you. I'm just telling
Now
you why I
tell
don't
me
like
how you gentlemen really feel.
Well, he's a piece of shit because
Oh, really?
I was always nice to this dude except for one time because he did something unprofessional, and I called him out on his shit for it. And all of a sudden, I'm the fucking villain and I'm the bad guy. Meanwhile, just fucking Gallo's throwing water bottles at this man's fucking face, fucking with
that
him.
wasn't gimmick.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's make no mistake about it. All right, let's make no mistake about it. What we're doing here is straight motherfucking heel. But the fucking point is, you fucked up. You fucked up big time.
We're
And not for
actually
nothing.
the faces. He's the heel.
He is.
You know what?
It's a good angle because people might be thinking
No, he's nothing
you know.
because he fucking disappeared and fell off the face of the earth. And
Well,
you know what?
stay that way.
Here's the fucking problem: is that when you want to be a fucking tough guy, you want to act the way you do, or the way you did, and then you want to make it so that you can't be confronted. People got to go out of their fucking way. I mean, this really actually is ridiculous that we're harping on this for so fucking long.
Yeah, I wanna be
but
done
you know
with
what? Fucking come out of the woodwork. Say your fucking piece. Fight who you want to fucking fight. But
I have
that's
a
it.
very important question.
Throw an apology in there.
I have a very important question I need to ask right now. Sean, look at me, motherfucker. Was this a good idea?
Sure it was.
Okay, then let's get back to something wrestling related.
What we got? I was kind of wrestling today because money.
Money's not a wrestler. Come
But he
on.
was a piece of shit. That's what he was.
Let's go something wrestling.
Sean, why don't you ask us some tough questions?
Why don't you ask us questions that we might go
What you got? What you got lined up?
Tough question.
I feel like I do a lot more talking on Wednesdays than I did in this one. To be honest.
Tough question. Let's see. I didn't have anything planned for me.
What you got? What you got? What's on your little run sheet? Did you
get?
Well, I'll tell you why we do the fake. Want to go to my fake speech?
Give you fake speech. Yeah, I want to hear the fake speech.
All right.
Listen, to everyone out there, if you're, this really goes to the non-wrestling fans who like to use the word fake. Oh, wrestling's fake. Let me ask you a question. What in pro wrestling are we presenting to you that is a fallacy? This isn't 1970 or 1980. It's not presented to you as this person is really facing this person in a legitimate match. It is a performance art. The physicality is extremely real in there. And if you don't believe it, go down to your local wrestling school, get in the ring, and take a bump. Take a forearm. Take a punch. It's not a stomp, motherfucker. If you think it's a stomp, you're watching 1980s too much. The business has evolved. It gets back to my point before. Point being is this. Professional wrestling is performance art and storytelling. And anyone who uses the word fake, it's like watching a movie and saying, oh, well, movies are fake. I can't watch it. Or I'm watching a television show. I can't watch it because it's fake. So I can't enjoy this.
Right.
Understand it doesn't present itself to be anything other than sports entertainment. It's athletes performing in a kind of exhibition. It's a performance art. It's an art form. There's nothing fake about what we're presenting to you. We're not telling you a lie any longer. That's why the business has evolved. At one point, this was 1970, 1980, you wanted to say, hey, wrestling's fake. Okay, I can understand your argument. This day, that argument is dead because we already came out and said exactly what it is. Is that like magicians trying to say that they're really fucking going out there and doing feats that that
Even
defy the
they
laws of
came out.
physics?
Even they're on the TV now, like, yo,
What are you gonna say?
we know
Magic's
it's not
fake?
real.
No, it's an illusion. It's an art. It's illusion art form. It's the same thing as pro wrestling.
They're
We're not-
showing how they do it.
The
You
fact
see
is,
that all the
professional
time.
wrestling has came out and said, listen, it is a show, it's performance art. We're not lying to you, it's not fake. To say that is fake is stupid. It's illogical, and you're a fucking moron, and you have a very fucking short, mental scheme. Okay?
I
You're
just,
a
I just,
fucking
I just,
idiot.
I just love it when he uses the big
short
words.
mental scheme, son.
It's the same thing as watching a movie.
Yeah.
You know, people watch to be entertained. It's a story.
And it is very physical, though. Like, people think, like, it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, and I remember I was watching with some guy the other day, and Daniel Bryan was doing kicks to somebody in the chest, and legitimate kicks. So always stomping. I'm like, where did he just fucking stomp? Do you see stomps? I'm like, did
That
Hulk
doesn't
Hogan get
sound
10?
like a stomp.
Did Hulk, and even did Hulk Hogan get 10 fake fucking back surgeries? Does Edge have fucking fake spinal stenosis? And Stone Cold Steve Austin? Does Undertaker have 3 fake fucking plastic? Like, are you out of your mind?
Think about stunt doubles in movies, bro. Like, what they do don't fucking hurt. I mean, it's what they do for a living. They get their ass kicked for a living so that the star of the movie don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's even worse off for them because, like, no one pays them any mind.
No.
They're known inside their own industry by their own professionals, but you don't see, like, people on TV talking about, like, yo, hey, that stunt double for, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, he really got his ass kicked. Nah, they're talking about Arnold.
Yeah.
Because the illusion is there.
Well, you also don't see people going, I can't watch the Terminator, it's fake. I know that it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not, he's
not real.
He's not really
No.
metal. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
You fucking moron. It's like the same as saying wrestling's fake, but it's like, yeah, of course the Undertaker's not really dead. Are you dumb? Like, I hate people
They
so
were able to
much.
buy into the time travel element,
Yeah.
but the fact that it was a metal fucking robot really just broke the illusion. You
Yeah.
just couldn't take it.
I can't watch
That's where I draw the line.
I can't watch a Big Bang Theory. I know Sheldon Cooper's really fucking Jim Parsons. It's a lie. It's fake. I can't. Fuck you.
What the fuck are those people? What is the Big Bang Theory?
Great show.
Whoa, easy.
You telling me Al Bundy?
Is it a work or a shoot?
What?
What they're talking about right now, or the show? I don't know anymore.
No, we're just talking about how fake is
a
outdated.
work shoot.
It's performance art. To say it's fake is an outdated question. It's an outdated word because we've already came out and said what professional wrestling is. It's a bomb. So all you non-wrestling fans that might happen to fucking come across this fucking podcast, understand that if you use the word fake, you're just narrow-minded and you're stupid.
And we'll find you and kill you.
And also, Daddy's home.
Yeah.
It's fathering time.
Listen, I'll put it to you this way. I say this to everyone who tells me wrestling's fake. All right, come down. I'll give you the address. You come meet me. You give me 5 minutes of your time. Then you tell me if it's fake.
And these are also the
Well,
and these are
you're
also
cool.
the same people who sit on their couch and tell their TV why if the Jets just did this, they would win the Super Bowl. Yeah, because you fat fuck, sitting on your couch what a national organization should do for their fucking team. Idiots.
Really? We have to go with the fat
Take
thing?
a shower, hit the weights, get a clue.
Did this just become the Jack Gallows shoot? What did I
He just
miss?
got real. He gets angry and he goes, and it's fantastic to watch.
Well, you guys are outside, so I was just explaining. Oh, I'm done explaining.
You call that explaining? Jesus Christ.
Your
is why
children
Gallows
are gonna
not a
cry.
All right, who else wants to shoot on something next? I'm done.
George Washington was the general of the U.S. Army.
The first
fucker.
The first president, mother president.
Paul Revere. It was Israel Bissell. It was Paul
shit.
Revere. It's fake.
Yo, true story. Paul Revere had the shorter ride.
It
then.
was
Yes,
Israel
yes.
Bissell.
Yes.
It's fake.
And
What else is fake?
true story. George Washington had a losing record in battle. No, that's serious.
And
he lost
fake
more.
teeth.
He lost
He
more
also was a
battles.
professional wrestler.
Yeah, he lost.
I thought that
more
was Abe
battles.
Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln.
They all were.
But he hunted
They
vampires.
lived the gimmick.
Back to knowing your history.
I'll tell you this: wasn't Abe Lincoln really a vampire hunter? That's what the Civil War was about, right?
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is there anything I want to shoot on? I shoot every Wednesday, so like I feel like this is just like a warm up for tomorrow in a sense. Even though this is like the main course here.
We've been having a lot of fun. That's the problem.
Yeah, that really is the problem.
I just shot
I-
the word fake.
And we shot on the word professional and the word fake.
Professional wrestling is brought to you by the letters F
And the hard R.
and the number 5.
Yeah.
Let someone else go.
I feel
You feel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell us
Like,
how you feel.
I feel like motherfuckers need to get bring back licensing in all states. Like you need to be licensed to be a worker.
Heard that was a rumor like a few years ago. One of the guys who knew everything was telling me about this.
Like
Knew everything. Clearly not.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he was telling me that he would love for them to bring it back because then you would get rid of all the garbage.
Yeah, it's true.
Because then you
Yeah.
would get rid of all these little kids that say they're pro wrestler after they sell 10 tickets.
Here's what I will say.
The E-Lucha crew?
Yeah. Here's what I'll rant.
Fake Rangers, yeah. Them.
And I was trying to. I made it very wordy and breathy on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago.
Because you're
I don't
a
remember.
word guy.
I like to process my thoughts before I put anything out there. Here's my thing. If you are a worker and you want to be taken seriously, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, because most of you I can't take serious, because once you open your mouth, you remove all doubt of whether you're an idiot or not. What is it? What's the saying? It's better to be thought of a fool, than to open your mouth and remove all doubt, right? Something like that along those lines. Just shut the fuck up. Be careful who you align yourself with, because when I speak, what I speak is always true. And that brings me to my topic, which I'm going to drop the ball right now and tell you the game stops because I'm dropping the ball. We're taking a timeout real quick. Coach just came in. He said, yo, we got to throw up the T. That T is the middle initial in ATL. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I'm waiting.
No, I know.
I'm waiting for you to go.
Let's talk about the worst kept secret out of all the Long Island drama that's been going on the last 6 months or so.
Here we go.
The worst kept secret, which is the rebirth of true wrestling.
True.
A lot of workers know about this. Some shitty, some good. Clearly, I'm only going to take the latter.
Everyone wants to be a part of it, though.
Everybody
Amen
wants
to
it.
that.
It's happening. Let's just put it that way. It's happening. It's been a slow developing, a little bit of a ride, but that's because it's being done properly.
Taking our time. Well, I can tell you now, I'm staying retired until there is a true reason to come back.
Well, you ain't going to be retired for very long.
It would have to be like a message from God for me to come back.
So, it's happening. I've been taking my time with this.
Oh, it's like a good meal. You take your time. You cook that
And
so it's right.
let's just say some money will be dropped in the next couple of weeks. This is going to be done across the board legit. Y'all can call the New York State Athletic Commission on me once it starts up, because everything is going to be across the board legit. Good luck. Some of y'all motherfuckers are going to need it. Y'all know who you are. You're definitely going to need it. And I've been watching. I've been watching very carefully about the things that have been said about me. And especially on Facebook, since y'all motherfuckers like to run your mouth on Facebook so much.
Keyboard warriors.
Of course.
So I've been watching. You better go now and unclick. You liking some shit, saying some shit. Don't matter though, because I've probably seen it already. You will never get booked by me. You better hope your side wins, because after your side loses, you ain't got nowhere to go.
Unless you're trying to sell 50 tickets.
Unless you're trying to sell 50 tickets and work for free.
For a 3-minute squash match pre-show.
To Emperor Train. You ain't got a chance. Step your game up. Because it's coming.
That means if you don't train, start. Start now.
I'm not even going to be mad about this. I'm going to be normal now. But seriously, like...
Normal Gallo.
Gallo's
the
never
truth is,
normal.
there's a lot of guys out there that I see potential in. A lot of them are taking it up. Like, I train at FTW on Thursdays to help train guys. There's a lot of guys I've seen in the area that are stepping up their game. They're listening. They deserve it. I've pitched those names to Ryan. He knows that. A lot of guys who are hungry and doing it the right way. Seriously, I mean, we've been, having fun with this, but take your time investing into the business that you want to be in. Like, don't half-ass it. What's the point of you, half-assing it and selling tickets to be on the show? That's great, but how are you going to progress if you don't know the right way to do it? Go to a school, save your money to do this the right way so you can one day be successful and make a lot of money in this business like a lot of people do in any other genre, any other profession. They pay their money,
to learn the right way. They go to the right people, and they elevate them to the top.
Let me add to that, too. When he's talking about investing, also invest the time to shut the fuck up. Because understand this, just because Brian here is saying that he sees what's going on, everyone that's listening to this, everyone that runs their fucking mouth, everyone that says something that they don't think we see, well, we all see it. We got fucking eyes everywhere, all the way down the East Coast. And I'm not a fucking fan of passive aggression. I also don't fucking live here. So I'll make it my fucking duty to come up and say whatever the fuck needs to be said.
Should have had a counter.
Not for nothing. When you say some shit and you think it falls under the radar, it don't. We're talking about it. And that's what you want us to do. And that's what we're going to do. We're talking about it in text messages. We're taking screenshots. We know who the fuck says what they're talking about, and you're not that fucking slick when you say it. So understand this. What he said goes. Unclick what you clicked. Stop saying what you're saying. And get on your knees and get ready to grovel, because we are coming. We are bringing the pain, and we are going to be the best fucking promotion that has ever graced this fucking island. We're not playing games. The passive aggression shit is coming to an end, and there's only going to be war ahead. And we are coming out shooting.
I am so hot for you right now.
Bro, feel my nipples.
Oh man, I am so hot under the.
And by the way, not to cut you off, Lee.
Cut me off.
But if you say something about one of us while one of us is around, they're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to tell each other. Simple as that.
We have.
Yeah, we got. There may not be a written list, but we all know. I mean,
truth be told.
Oh, I got a list. I got a list going, and I've already made my bones to pick about what I'm doing with that list.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, all the workers and most of the fans know what the real companies are around here. There's very few real companies. Obviously, no one's going to step on toes to the real companies, but to the people who play promotion and play wrestler, those are the people that are going to start getting weeded out, because all the cream of the crop are going to come to the right places, which they're already at now, and they're going to have another place to go. And we're just going to filter in those same talents and new undiscovered talents. That's the point. That's the idea. Giving the good workers a place to work, and another place to work.
Yeah, and if you're getting mad about this, if you're getting angry when we're saying you suck, if you're taking that personal, yes, we're talking about you.
Yeah, it's got to be you.
It's got to be you.
If you're doubting yourself, there's a reason why you're doubting yourself.
But if you're taking this personally and you think that we're talking about you and you think that we're saying you suck, well, that should be inspiration. That should light a fire under your ass to get in the gym, get in the wrestling school, get in the ring, fucking better yourself.
Exactly.
Order some fucking gear. Don't paint your E-Lucha pants every fucking 3 months.
Like, listen, like if I was the coach of the Giants, since it's my, I don't even know.
All right, I'll give you the Giants.
All right, let's say I'm the coach of the Giants, okay? And I have a best friend who sucks at football, and I have, I don't know, let's go with Eli, even though he's kind of blew it this year, but let's say Eli Manning. Let's say I have the choice between someone who's a really nice guy, but is not good at football. I have Eli Manning. Who the fuck am I going to pick on my team? It's not a personal thing. This is you professionally getting better and learning your craft.
And
done. I mean, it's not even an argument. It's not a question.
And something I'll point out, because if you run with a group of friends and you realize that group of friends professionally, I'm not saying personally, professionally hangs you back, think about that. If they're hurting you professionally, step away and say, listen, I'm going to try my own thing. Do it on my own. Get better as a professional. And if they take that personally, that's on them. Yeah. It's... Out of the 5 here, I'll say it. I think I'm the worst wrestler out of the 5 in this room. But that if you're taking this person like I'm the worst, or you're saying they're calling me the worst, like Ricky says, get better. Yeah. Go someplace and get better.
Strive to be the best. If you're not striving to be the best, how are you ever going to be the best?
Exactly.
How do you think all the top guys got there?
This was at the end of my rant on Heel and Face last week. I started a little segment.
I'm sorry, I
at
wasn't
the end
listening.
of my rant was, yeah, you don't listen. Shut up. Go fuck yourself. How's that? That's another fuck.
We need a ding.
So what I basically said was, if you're a worker and you're only getting booked by one promotion, and there are several promotions around Long Island, and one very true one coming up, You need to walk into your bathroom and leave your ego at the door. That's right. And you need to look in the mirror and you need to say, what can I do to be a better wrestler? And you just need to take your ego out of it.
You know, one of the things that I was told is that the only real way to get better is to wrestle new people. If you're only wrestling in the same company and they're not bringing in any new guys who are better than you, and you're not working with people who within that company are better than you, how are you supposed to get better? So train, get better, get out there, take a shot at another company. You know,
branch out.
Branch out. Do you?
If you fail, because there have been many times where each of us has stepped into a company and we didn't get it, but that's ammo to get better. You just keep getting better.
The fact is that the people in this room, whether you're good, you're bad, you're okay, you don't
Ugly.
wrestle, you do wrestle, the fact is the people in this room got one thing in common, is that we all want to see the next guy succeed. The promoter, the wrestler, the fans, anyone. We want to see us all do our thing, succeed at it. When you got a promoter, when you got a guy like Ryan who's about to be the promoter of everybody in this room, he wants to see everybody in this room succeed. You follow that type of leadership. When you're next to the guy who's going to be wrestling you or tagging with you, that's like two Spartans forming a phalanx next to each other. You support the guy next to you. You look at that guy and you go, you know what? I want to make that guy look good because I know he's going to make me look good. You fight for the guy next to you. And that's the advice that you should be given or to be taking from anyone in any situation, that you work for the guy that will work for you.
And to elaborate on that, and this is just a general saying to everybody, if you're in a promotion, good or bad, you should be everyone in the locker room should be working to make that promotion better. It shouldn't be, it's me, it's all about me. Fuck you.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm God of wrestling. I'm just saying I've done what I've
protector.
done.
Yeah, you're not God.
I've
You're just
done what I've
protector.
done. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. What I'm saying is I don't think I've ever tried to gear anybody in the wrong direction. I don't think I've ever tried to give anyone bad advice. I want to see everyone else grow. I want to see everyone go train at schools. I want to see the wrestling scene have a revival. That's honestly what I want. I don't want to see people hurt. I don't want to hurt talents that want to be, high-level professional wrestlers. I don't want that. And I know I was angry before, and I'm still angry that people are trying to half-ass it. That's what I'm angry about. I'm angry that people are taking shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. Do it the right way, like I did, like guys I know did, like guys in this room have done. What's the point? You're hurting yourself and you're hurting the business. And if this was 1960, I heard a million times, it was harder to get into the professional wrestling industry than the mafia in the 60s. There's a reason why Hulk Hogan's leg was broken, and when he came back, they said, now we'll train you. Mm-hmm. That's gone these days, and that's the hard truth, man. It's about dedication, it's about respect, it's about tradition, and it's about doing things the way they're supposed to be done. So do yourself a favor, do everyone a favor, go do it the right way, and I guarantee everyone will respect you. Ask anybody. I have never, ever tried to hurt anybody.
And if I could
Ever.
add in, if you are going to professional wrestling school, after day 1, you are not ready to work a show. After day 10, you are not ready to work a show.
No.
You're ready to work a show when your coach, trainer, tells
Sensei,
you you're ready to work a show. Yeah. That's when you're ready. And that doesn't mean you go and you sell 10 tickets to so-and-so's show so you can go on there and show them that you learned the arm bar last week. That means you wait until you know what you're doing and you get in the ring and you do what you were taught. And you're going to suck the first time. You're going to suck the second time, the third, the fourth, and probably the 10th time.
But you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, just to elaborate real quick, it's not that selling tickets it's bad. It's going to happen at first. There's going to be a lot of times you pay your dues. You sell some tickets, you don't get paid. But the point is, if you're my student and I say, listen, you got to put this guy in the show. He'll sell tickets. Fine, he sells some tickets. All of a sudden you say, wow, this guy's pretty good. Comes again. You keep learning. You show respect. All of a sudden, let's throw this guy $20, throw him $40. You start traveling. You start expanding. All of a sudden, you're working fucking shows out of state. You're getting paid. You're getting flown in. That's how this evolution works. But if you're somebody who really never got trained, has no one to vouch for you, and you're constantly selling tickets or paying money just to get on the show, you're not a professional. That's the point. That's the idea.
It was funny when I first broke in NYWC, which is amongst two of the best schools, two very good schools here on Long Island. For 3 months, I bumped on a little wrestling mat in front of the ring. Wasn't even allowed in the ring. Did all my bumping on this mat, did all my training on the mat because, and still to this day, a lot of the schools will tell you they want you to learn this craft because it is a craft. It's not just, and nothing against high spot artists. That's what you do. That's your style. But learn the craft. Learn the psychology. Learn wrestling. Because if you get hurt and you can't fly, what do you got?
You learn how to work when you work hurt. But just to elaborate, all those guys you see that have gone on to bigger shows and you know have really expanded, that do a lot of high spot matches, I guarantee if you say let's just chain up, they can do it.
Oh yeah,
they can they know how to do it. I mean, different promotions and different styles call for, you know, especially depending on the fan, certain things you have to do.
If you look at an indie guy like Ricochet, he cut his teeth doing the high flying stuff, does a bunch of crazy flips and shit. He was just on the Art of Wrestling and he was talking about how he doesn't even do high flying anymore. Like he's in Dragon Gate, Dragon Gate USA. He's in Evolve. He's awesome. He's like, to be honest, I mean, I only break it out every now and again now. I just do a lot of suplexes now.
Yeah.
Because he's like it hurts.
And it makes it special that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, make yourself special that way.
I'll pat myself on my back every time I climb the top rope to do that damn splash. It's a simple top rope splash, but what's the pop I get when I do it?
It's huge.
It's ridiculous. Plus, I'm a big guy, which something I want to rant about. Big guys in wrestling, for the most part. Now there are some big guys. I'm a bigger guy. I'm 280 plus pounds. I've actually lost weight, but when I was 300 pounds, I could still move in the ring. And I hate that stupid thing where if you're a big guy, you can't wrestle. That's really not true. There's a lot of excellent big men out there.
Doing moonsaults,
And
son.
not even talking moonsaults, so they can actually throw down, that can do more than punch, kick, and stomp.
Well, that's my point. It's
Yeah.
like they're able to do things that you couldn't even think that they could do.
But you also have those big men that wheeze when they walk out down the aisles.
But to elaborate when you're saying, listen, to elaborate when you're saying, like, you know, there's nothing wrong for a bigger guy to break out something once in a while to show, hey, I can do it. But you also have to understand perceptions. Perception is reality. If a fan sees someone like Kane and Big Show, that one dud match everyone talks about, and they start chain wrestling, like, what the fuck is this? Why are two monsters chain wrestling? Now, what I'm saying is you don't have to do punches and kicks necessarily, but be what you are. Tell the story of what you are. That's how you will get ahead. I went to a clinic. There was a great worker there. He looked like a monster, started doing shoot wrestling, and it was at the ROH camp, and then Delirious is like, listen, all this shit looked great, but why would you do that? I don't believe that you would do that. And you have to understand that perception is reality, and that clicks to me today. That's why, I mean, I'm a shoot wrestler at heart, and I look like one, and I perform like one. I'm lucky. But if I was 6'5", and I was 300 pounds, guess what? You wouldn't be seeing me doing shoot wrestling. I'd be a power guy. I'd break it out if it was necessary once I'm established, but you be what you are.
Oh, that's true. I actually have amateur training background. I do it every once in a while, but most of the time I'm just killing things because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly, but that's the point.
And it's fun.
You can break it out, but
There's a lot of advice on this show, and honestly, you know, I'm the last guy that should be giving any professional advice to anyone. I just want to actually say that the advice that I'm saying personally from me is not how to be a better worker. It's how to be a better anything for when you're working for somebody. Because really, the simple point, you could translate this into your jobs, like outside of wrestling.
Shoot jobs.
Yeah, your shoot jobs, as Mr. Gallo would say. But you can translate this anywhere. That the attitude you should have should be that you walk into that building or wherever it is, outside, whatever. You walk up to your boss and you say, listen, what can I do for you? Yes. I want to help make this company succeed. I want you to get the most bang for your buck out of me because I know what I can do for you is worth a lot. And if I can't do it now, I am willing to learn. That's the way you should go into any job, whether it's
Any
a job,
situation.
right? Any situation, it should be anything. Like, you know, your shoot job, and especially if you're going to be a worker, because and go to the guy next to you. If you don't know how to do something at your job right now, go to the guy next to you and say, listen, I don't know how to do this. Can you teach me? And when that person comes back to you and asks for your help, you can help them. This is the same attitude that you can apply to wrestling, and I would imagine that would help you succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
And just to
yes, indeedy.
I don't know. We've been on for a couple hours now. It seems like, right, Sean?
That's it.
All right, so maybe we'll wrap it up in a second. But just getting back to the shoot jobs, just understand my shoot job is entertainment. But more importantly, my shoot job makes my pockets run deep. So don't think you're going to be able to fuck with me on that level because my pockets are way deeper than yours. So I got money to burn. I'm Jewish. It's one of the benefits of being born Jewish.
It's true.
It's gospel.
It's fucking true.
Savings accounts, money markets, CDs.
And the whole purpose is
High yield CDs at that, too.
What is way? We're gonna change the motherfucking culture. We're gonna hashtag change the culture. And I'm a fucking social media wizard, so don't fuck with me on that either. Boom.
We really need a counter.
Boom.
We really need a
I
ding.
am a social media mage. Boom. I
Well,
am a vocal
can I ask
professional.
All right, I need to ask this question. Something that's been bothering me, and Doug has brought it up several times.
Go to a doctor and get it checked.
I did already, and he said it's fine.
It should be spreading.
All right.
They make a cream for that.
That too. In the 80s, why did everyone have a second job? Was the WWE just not paying people?
Well, it wasn't guaranteed money, and it was all about the gate.
So that's why you had bull riders and race car drivers.
And
You had
garbage
to.
man and
And-
repo man.
and ninjas.
Or being some of the gimmicks. I was confused.
Jack Gallo, wrestling is real to me, damn it.
I'm sorry, I had to break the tension there.
The
Motherfuckers.
truth was, and to me, the 80s, especially the early 80s and the early 90s, was an evolving period, and they were trying different things and trying to see what would click with the mainstream audience. And Vince McMahon's notorious for taking chances and trying new things. WrestleMania was a fucking risk.
And it's going to be cool to see in 10 years when they're saying, well, why does True do this and why does True do that?
I saw what he did there.
And before
Is the Reverend a real Reverend?
before we...
Does Menace really eat people?
But
we're
before
not.
we leave,
Uh-oh.
before we leave, I got to give a shout out to Hatch Stevens. I got to give a shout out to Brandon Gold. We got to give another shout out to Chris Caden.
Yes,
We got to
sir.
give a shout out to Tony Fatu, Tone Bone, whatever the hell whoever's the
Amen.
dead guy's name you're ripping off of this week. Shout out to Anthony Gangone. Shout out to Smiley.
Love Smiley.
Shout out to.
If you guys don't know Gangone or Smiley, you should. They're
yourselves.
fucking awesome.
Shout out to the XWA crew. Shout out to Dirty Dick.
Dirty Dick.
Shout out to Romeo Richards.
Hey, man, on that one, brother.
The hard double R.
The hard double R. Shout out to shit. Who I don't even know who else.
There's a lot of guys we like.
Oh, Spaz. I like Spaz. Shout out to Spaz. Fuck your boy Mark Static. He's an asshole.
See,
but we like you, Spaz.
But we like you, Spaz. You're
See,
cool
there
as
was
shit.
there was some love going on. Why'd you gotta bring that hate in?
Shout
there,
out to
we gotta keep it lovely.
to the one man show. Also,
Shout out to John.
Shout out to Slugger, man. Bro, shout out to Slugger.
Oh, that reminds me. Shout out to the movement.
yes,
The
the
movement,
baby.
They
Shout
stole
out to
one of our
Mike
things
Morgan.
and still didn't do it right.
Shout out to Eric Kuda.
Kuda.
NYWC, all them over there, Shane, John. Shout
Home.
out to Tommy C.
Tommy,
Tommy C.
my favorite Hobbit.
Do the Tommy C voice.
My name is Tommy C. I have a vision for Stronghold Pro Wrestling. Over in Texas, we did a lot of things. Now on Long Island, we do more things. Tommy C.
Do me a favor. Just say this one time for me. Say Graveyard Disciples, please. Just like Tommy does it.
The Graveyard Disciples.
No, see, he said it right. Damn, is it Graveyard Disciples? Disciples.
Well, that's what happens when it's the genius of something. You know, it's Genesis, Tommy, Genesis.
That's why we shortened it to GYD so Tommy could say it.
Let's get Sean's final thought question and go.
Thought question, the poor man
My
is.
final thought question. I hand you guys each a magic lamp. I say, you could change
Oh,
3
dear
things
God, don't
about
give me-
independent professional wrestling.
Oh, please.
What are they and why? Oh, and since we've already talked about it, true is not an answer.
Okay.
XWA.
That's one. You got one. You get 3. You get 3 wishes.
I would actually be good at it. And one of my gimmicks would stick.
I think you got the last one beat.
I'll give you my 3 right now.
Foreboding.
First and foremost, we've said it a million times, but I'll reinstate this, that every single guy that's in that ring is trained properly. Number 2 would be long-term booking with emotional investments into stories
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
that we can follow. And number 3 is using the new vices we have in this generation, things like YouTube, things like Facebook and Twitter, using apps, whatever the case may be, to utilize that to tell those stories. Don't just throw a highlight video here and a promo here. Use it to what it can be. Use it to its highest form. Think of ideas and ways to show how these stories can progress. Use your big screens at these shows to show the stories that have happened in the past for new fans. That way, people can become emotionally invested into your characters, and you can have an evolution of these characters without it being a new audience every time.
It's funny. Everything Gallo just said there, basically, you could have just said true.
True?
You could have. Number one for me would be fuck you, pay me.
Yes!
Fight church.
Fight church. Seriously, pet your fucking workers.
Hashtag fuck you, pay me.
It's been a hashtag for a long time. Promoters will still find a way to fuck you. So number one's fuck you, pay me.
We wrote that on our tape for a while, too.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going there.
Go ahead, Ricky. Go 2 more.
Fuck, I had 2 more, and then you ruined it. Oh, don't try to be something that you're completely not. Like, yeah, I wish the people would stop fucking trying to be something that they're totally not.
What's the rule of thumb? Best gimmicks?
Best gimmicks are essential to yourself.
Over-exaggeration of yourself. Complete opposite. Something you're not even comfortable
Right,
with.
but if you look like, a little gremlin.
Yeah, be a gremlin.
Yeah, but don't try and,
Don't be the sexiest thing in the world. Like,
Don't,
that's
well,
not going to work.
Obviously.
Don't be someone who wears singlet
But
backwards. I don't know.
if you're really
So you can't
homophobic,
be a
you could
king.
probably play a great gay character.
If you're not a king, you can't be a king.
If you're 7 foot tall, don't be Rey Mysterio.
Right.
Mm.
If
Yes.
you're 400
Unless
pounds,
you're-
don't try to be a lucha.
Unless you're Brody Lee or
If you're
Luke Harper.
120 pounds, don't try to be fucking Brock Lesnar.
Shit, so if I ever wanted to be a wrestler, I couldn't wear spandex? Fuck!
You
For the
totally
love of
could.
God, well, yes, but it wouldn't be advised.
And that's actually my third. Everyone get fucking gear.
Don't E-Lucha does not count.
Don't paint your E-Lucha pants. I see you guys at shows.
Sorry. Get a new face.
I see you guys at shows. I see you buy stock E-Lucha shit, and then you paint it different colors with acrylic paint, and it looks like shit, and I can see the brush strokes. Or magic marker. Yeah, don't fucking buy white pants and draw on it with magic marker. That looks fucking yarder as fuck.
Not that good of an artist.
No, you're not.
Menace, other than your mask, or the other 2 things that you would change about?
We get 2 now.
Well, y'all have been saying all the ones I've been thinking about.
All right, so.
Well, actually, no. One of my favorite things would be that we talked about before. Everyone act professional, and I don't just mean in the ring, out of the ring, because guess what, you little bastards? Because when you act stupid, and people know who you are, they know you act stupid in wrestling. So learn how to act right. That'd be my big wish. Act right.
I got an extension on that too.
Extension.
When you come through a curtain, I mean, and I was just at a show recently, and they just had a curtain literally, and you could see them walk, out of the ring after their match. They just got their ass whooped, jumped by like 4 guys, were hurt and going through the curtain. All of a sudden, they walk through the curtain, they stand back up with the crowd, able to see them. Like, no, sell that shit all the way to the locker room. It doesn't have to be a wall there. It's just a curtain. But we still see you. There's still kids in the crowd. Still sell the illusion for as long as it's going to last. Because, honestly, that's what you do. That's your job, is to create that illusion, to entertain.
Oh, yeah, this next one, I'm probably never going to get a job again because of what I'm about to say. Promoters, not all of you, but be mindful and respectful of your workers because those are the guys putting their lives on the line for you. So, No, that's my wish. I
Well,
wish.
that's what he wants to change.
That's one of the things I want to change. Promoters, shows,
Stop fucking the boys.
Thank you. I'm trying to be nice for some reason.
Fuck you, pay me.
That goes along. Fuck you, pay me.
That's fuck you, pay me. That's fucking treat it right. And
Don't let us.
Yeah, he took
Don't
my
let us
third
drive out to fucking bumblefuck Jersey and then be like, oh well, you can
You can
pay
pay us
for a seminar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a global experience.
Oh yeah. One time.
Yeah.
Can't wrestle with one eye.
That guy's an unprofessional piece of shit. But before I get in, I'm not even going to get into it because we're running out of time. I have a part 4. If I could do this, okay? If whatever body part that you got worked over, let's say it's your leg, do not start running around and jumping around. Remember what you got worked over the whole time.
Steve, you got anything?
Well, I was also going to say, in regards to what we were just talking about, just like with the promoters. Now, once again, I'm not the type of person that should be giving this type of advice. I don't have a lot of experience with promoters, but I would think that if you're a promoter and then you know another promoter, and you got the same type of guys, not even the same type of guys, the same guys working on both of your rosters to the point where it's like, you got to give this guy work, and he's going to go work for the other guy. There should be no situation where you pit these guys against each other. There should never be a time where they have to create favoritism. You got to just remember that you show them some respect so that they don't fight against each other.
And I got to jump on this because
I'm going to forget my ideas by the time.
No. I just one thing, and then you got to go because this is bothering me. Promoters, stop telling guys they can't work on shows unless you have them under an ironclad contract where you're paying them to miss a paycheck.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
But that falls right into what I'm saying. Is like you can't pit these guys against each other and make one guy have to give up a show for another guy and create and burn that bridge almost. Yeah.
If you ain't paying me like $300, don't tell me not to work another show.
Yeah, everybody got a right to make a paycheck. Don't pit these guys against each other, especially when they utilize the same talent. Like you should be putting yourself in a position to make them want to come work for you, to make them want to look forward to that. And yes, you may have to work with them a little bit because they may have to go work another show to get that extra money to put some food on their table so that they don't got to work that shoot job all the time. And the other thing that I would just change about it is just the fact that in the indies, like we said before with the story and we wish there was more story development. I really do wish that would happen. I really do wish that people would pay more attention to the entertainment aspect because, yes, you're paying for good wrestling. Yes, we know that's what the indies are for. But you don't see that entertainment aspect because the budget's not there. But you don't need a big budget to create an entertaining story that you can filter into the next show and not have people forget about. That's what I wish indie wrestling would do.
You got my three already?
All right, fearless leader, go for it.
All right, we'll call it a wrap after my three.
After my three, we'll call it a wrap.
Oh damn, you want?
I have
start?
three.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Here we go. 1, things I could change. I want every wrestler to be professionally licensed again. Let's kill the fucking weak that don't belong, that are playing. 2, motherfuckers, focus as much time in cutting a promo as you learn how to actually work, because some of your promos are just atrocious. Like the worst fucking shit I have ever seen. There are guys around you that can cut really good promos. Instead of always going up to them and saying, hey, how was my match? Why don't you ever try to say, hey, could you watch this promo for me? I have it on my phone. I got a private YouTube up. Can you critique this? I'm there. I'll give it right now. I'll give a shout out to MC3. He's come up to me and asked me on Facebook, like, yo, I got this promo. What do you think? What can I get better? Try not to shoot it on your phone because it's going to look like shit. And don't ever shoot it with the phone vertical because that's not how we look at television, right? We don't put our televisions vertically and watch, right? Don't. It's horizontal.
I'd like to call out MC3 and Riley Daniels because they always hit me up for help, advice on gear, advice on working, advice on promos, and I'm a very big believer in paying it forward. Gallo helped me a lot. You helped me a lot. Doug helped me a lot. I'm very much a believer in helping out those who need help or ask for help.
Yeah.
Understand.
Come down to the school I train at, please.
Promo time is very valuable. I'm saying go watch a promo other than the opening segment on Monday Night Raw backstage. It's 60 seconds or less. Get your point across. Do it quick. Be in your gimmick. Be true to your gimmick.
We don't have time for 8-minute promos.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch your 8-minute and 47-second
if you're longer
video.
than a minute and a half, I've tuned out already.
It was like a thing, like college kids. Like think about it, college kids only pay attention for like 20 seconds.
Whatever it is, the average YouTube
I think
video.
scientifically, it's like a minute and 20 seconds is the average attention span.
Yeah, the average YouTube video, just so everybody knows, I've done the research on this. The average YouTube video gets played for on average 27 seconds. 27 seconds before people are like, let me click on this thing. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these promos. Lastly, you guys talked so long, I almost forgot what this last one was going to be. Professional licensing, I want to come back, work on your promos. Fuck you, pay me. some of the shit you are gonna hear, you know what I'm saying, is total fucking bullshit. Take everything, including everything that was said tonight, with a grain of salt. Come up with your own conclusions. Try it out if you think it's a good advice. If it don't work for you, don't work for you. Don't be afraid to go outside of your comfort zone to try something. Listen, I am not a Power Ranger. I didn't give a fuck about the Power Rangers. I did it as a joke. It worked. It clicked. I stayed with it.
Such a liar.
I swear to God, I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy. I was not a Power Rangers
We
guy.
all were until the Power Rangers came out.
I was not a Power Rangers guy. I was a little too old by the time Power Rangers came out. We were like middle school, so like I just didn't care. By that point, I was already.
So I never grew up. Fuck
You know what I'm saying? I was just hooked on pro wrestling at that point. Do things. I know there's a story. Somebody had asked somebody to do like a gay gimmick, and it like they couldn't do it. Just do it. Try it. Give it a shot, and go from there.
Amen.
Sean, floor is yours. Take us home.
Which
buddy.
one? Promoters. I wish you would stop booking ATMs and ticket sellers who aren't trained. And by ATMs, I mean people who pay to get on your shows.
That could be a nightmare.
You are ruining it for everybody. And when you allow ticket sellers to be on the show that aren't trained, you're only cheating your main event guys because half of them get up and leave at intermission.
Which comes to emotional investment in stories, so they have
Thing
to
number 2. Jesus Christ, we're never going home.
Wish number 2, workers or those who claim to be, get off your ass and do the right thing.
So when the ref tells you to take it home, you take it the fuck home.
Right.
Take it home, Sean.
And you do it the right way and not the way you feel like you can do. And wish number 3, hope you guys are back next week.
Next week. Next week.
Next week.
You want to do another one next week?
I just, it's just a wish.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're making wishes. All right, that makes sense.
Remember, kids, there are 5 points to professional wrestling. That part is real.
That part is true.
Woo! If you didn't hear him, say it again.
That part is true.
Damn.
Are we going to have an outro? Or are we going to say goodbye to each of us?
Someone say goodbye.
This has been
I got it.
the 5 Points Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
shots have been fired tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gordon Sully. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's been an amazing event.
Holding this around like everyone doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah. That's a little bit weird.
That's what he does.
Exactly.
What do we want, JR?
For the shine,
The
known
shine.
as the team formerly known as Graveyard Disciples. For the cutoff, Ricky Richards.
The best in the room, the Caucasian
Do you see
king
where
of
I'm
the
going
Bronx.
with this one? Gally, you want to take the next one? I'll give you the spot.
You want spot?
For the shine.
I'm the shine.
Graveyard
The shine.
Disciples. For the cutoff, Ricky Richards.
Who's going to be the Heat?
For the Heat, ATL.
For the comeback, literally coming back, Slayer.
Coming back to New York.
And for the finish, I am the protector of professional wrestling, Jack Gallo. Come train at my school. Well, not my school, but the school I train at. Or go somewhere reputable. I love you all.
Oh, and thanks to Sean for being the moderator. You did a kick-ass job, bro.
Sean, the only person in this business that can put up with us for more than an hour.
Shout out to Sean Walsh. 2013 Host of the Year.
Oh, wait, 13?
Yeah, 2014 ain't over. I'm going to take home the Host of the Year this year.
Let my people go.
This has been the 5 Points. You just witnessed hashtag mass
Mass
shooting.
shooting.
Till next time, there will be a next time. Get your panties out of a bunch.
Fuck you, pay me.
Click, click, boom!
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say!